Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your host, Steve, and with me, as always, the lovely and beautiful Brian. Hey, Brian.
I'm the hostess with the mostest.
Yes, you are. And we are on the final leg of the 90s era
The
Batmans.
Burton Schumacher era.
Yes.
Now we're in the Schumacher leg.
Yes, we are in the final leg of the Schumacher-verse.
Oh, God.
We are doing Batman and Robin, 1997.
Was it really 97?
1997's Batman
Jesus, I was
Robin.
4.
Okay.
I had the poster to this goddamn movie for like 10 years.
So, according to, let's just start it, shall we?
Take it away.
With the synopsis. This superhero adventure finds Batman, played by George Clooney, and his partner, Robin, Chris O'Donnell, attempting to foil the sinister schemes of a deranged set of new villains, most notably the melancholy Mr. Freeze, played by Arnold Schwarzenegger, who wants to make Gotham into an Arctic region, and the sultry Poison Ivy, played by the sexy Uma Thurman, a plant-loving femme fatale, as the dynamic duo contends with these bad guys. A third hero, Batgirl, played by Alicia Silverstone, joins the ranks of the city's crime fighters.
Okay, so I've seen this movie like a couple times when I was a kid, and even though like I know the plot, that sounded confusing as hell.
Yep. Okay.
That sounded like a mess.
Okay, let's read a little bit of the Wikipedia. All right. Okay.
Remember, kids, Wikipedia is a trusted and reliable source on any of your projects.
Honestly, it is, but remember to use the sources that Wikipedia uses, or you will get a failing grade.
Because your school refuses to tell you that part because of... I'm not going into that rant.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Okay. Batman and Robin is a 1997 American superhero film based off the DC Comics characters Batman and Robin. It is the fourth and final installment of Warner Brothers' initial Batman film series, a sequel to Batman Forever, and the only film in the series made without the involvement of Tim Burton in any capacity.
Yeah, no, he was like, I am so gone.
Directed by Joel Schumacher and written by Akiva Goldsman, it stars George Clooney as Bruce Wayne and Batman, replacing Val Kilmer. Arnold Schwarzenegger as Victor Freeze, a.k.a. Mr. Freeze. Oh, sorry.
I always loved that.
It's pronounced Fries.
No, go fuck yourself. It's pronounced freeze.
But it's Freeze.
Okay, so Gotham does that for some reason. Why? I don't know.
So it's depending on the writer.
No, it's literally every interpretation I have ever seen of Batman that uses Victor's name. It's Victor Freeze.
Okay, so
Gotham was the only one that was different.
All right, Chris O'Donnell reprising his role as Dick Grayson and now as the superhero Robin, alongside
45-year-old Chris O'Donnell.
Uma Thurman, Alicia Silverstone, Michael Goff, Pat Hengel, and Ellie McPherson. This film,
yeah, he was in this movie.
yes,
Pat Hengel was in this movie.
yeah, for like 5 seconds, yeah.
Oh my god.
The film follows the titular characters as they attempt to prevent Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy from taking over the world, while at the same time struggling to keep their partnership together. It is also, to date, the only live-action film appearance of Batgirl, portrayed by Silverstone, who helps the title characters fight the villains. This is apparently old and needs to be replaced.
Yeah, because I'm going to say, because there is a new Batgirl coming. And actually, too, that is not the only live-action appearance of Batgirl, because she appeared a couple years later.
Live-action film. Okay. We forgot that. We kind of skipped over that part. I guess... yeah.
No, yeah. But, like, that new movie is coming out.
Yes.
Though,
Well, to date. It has not... It's not... this will be edited.
Well, I have a kind of a small fun fact about the suit for Batgirl in this movie.
Okay.
It was reused in the Birds of Prey TV show, where all they did was just color code it correctly, and it was like the best live action suit for Batgirl.
Oh, well,
I mean, it was only used in like I think 2 or 3 scenes.
It's just like a background thing.
Yeah.
Well,
no, flashbacks. There's footage, like there's like you'll. I'll show you later.
Well, we'll have to do birds. We've been saying we're going to do Birds of Prey for a while.
Movie or
yeah.
Oh God.
We'll see. We'll see.
It's too much Harley Quinn for me, man.
Okay, so couple of problems with the production. I'm gonna say they fast tracked this movie, based off the success of the last ones.
Yeah, they greenlit it pretty much the day Forever hit #1.
Yeah. It had some problems. Val Kilmer did not reprise his role over apparently scheduling conflicts.
No, that's
with
not what happened.
the Saint that he was on. I don't remember the Saint.
So part of it was that, and also he did not get along with Joel Schumacher at all.
Yeah, I remember.
He was a very, and he regretted that. He felt bad about like how he acted because he was like the hottest shit at the time.
And not
with like Heat and all that.
Yeah, not so much anymore. You don't really see Val Kilmer in anything big
No,
anymore.
but he has health problems, man.
Yeah.
Leave him alone.
Yeah.
It was a great Batman, but he would not have saved this movie.
No.
Another thing I wanted to kind of point out was, so another thing that kind of fast tracked it was, I'm trying to remember the company. Kenner Toys.
Yes.
They owned at the time the rights to the Batman toys, and they had owned them since like 1990, so 90 through up to right before Batman Begins, and they had made a shit ton of money on the 89 toys, the Returns toys, and the Forever toys, and they're like, all right, we want toys. Because Forever, like I said before in the last episode, had a great storyline that was just kind of butchered a little bit by Warner Bros. This wasn't the case. Before the script was even greenlit, they had toy designs because they knew who the villains were going to be. They were going to be Mr. Freeze and Poison Ivy. Bane was added later. So they had toy mock-ups of Mr. Freeze, but it wasn't Arnold. It was originally Patrick Stewart.
Patrick Stewart?
He was originally going to be Mr. Freeze. But then he dropped out and did X-Men. Way better decision.
Oh, yeah, because they would have started
production around the same time as Batman and Robin.
Yeah.
So the other thing was they had like they weren't based off like the actors or anything like that because there weren't any actors yet. Patrick Stewart was like, I think he was just in talks. I don't think he was ever officially cast like Marlon Wayans was for Robin and stuff. He like they had like the toy mock-ups of the Batmobile, which is, by the way, this movie has the longest Batmobile to date, like in terms of length.
Yeah,
that thing does not. That thing was longer than the '89 Batmobile.
Yeah, that thing was. That was a stretch limo,
basically, with like a canopy top that was like open, which it's basically a '60s Batmobile.
Yeah,
but like not cool.
Yeah,
it was a '60s Batmobile was cool.
Yeah, okay.
It was very kind of like they basically told Joel Schumacher, you're making a toy commercial. You're not making a movie. And any ideas that Joel had were pretty much shut down. Like Joel did not have a fun time making this movie.
No, this was a gun for hire. If I've ever seen one.
People forget he does apologize in the special features of this movie.
Like, he's straight up sad. He's like, I am sorry.
I'm like, dude, this ain't your fault, bro. Well, it doesn't help that fucking BTOS made fun of him.
They did, yeah.
Like, that doesn't help. It's like, it's not his fault.
It wasn't, like, very mean, but, like, it was, you could tell it was, like...
It was an episode where it was, like, 3 kids are telling different interpretations of Batman, and one of them is named Joel, and he goes, oh, what was it? He was like, he has, like leather suit or something like that, or whatever.
Yeah, and he's like, shut up, Joel, and he's got like a boa on his neck.
He's got a boa, and then he also too he was in front of a building that said Shoemaker.
Yeah.
So it's like that's not cool.
Yeah.
I will go over after we're done talking about the plot, because the plot of this movie is like kind of straightforward. What Joel's ideas were for the next Batman movie.
Yeah.
Which were amazing.
Would be Batman Unchained.
So it was
Batman Triumph.
They're both the same movie. I think Unchained was just like a working title.
And Triumph was going to be probably...
Triumphant, yeah. And Triumphant was going to be like the name of it. And it wasn't going to have Batgirl at all in it. She was just going to disappear. And another thing, poor Alicia Silverstone. She was basically fat shamed by the toy designers.
What do you mean?
Have you ever seen the Batgirl toy?
No.
It has like this bizarre body of like a perfect person. Like, it is weird. And she saw these designs of like this thin woman with like all these muscles, and she's like, yeah, like she's a good looking woman,
Yeah.
but she's not like that, and it really created like a body image problem for her. Joel Schumacher had to get involved and basically told him knock their shit off.
Like,
Which props to Joel
I
Schumacher
mean,
for stepping in.
because I mean, back then, like,
We will get to the movie, I promise.
Actors back then were under so less pressure to
Yeah.
be. I mean, yeah, sure, you had like your super hunks, like your Schwarzeneggers and all that, who were like just these massive
Bodybuilders, which Mr. Freeze does
yeah.
not need to be that big.
But like most of the women did not. I mean, outside of like Ripley, that was like the first time people like you saw people working out for a role like that.
Yeah.
That hard. I mean, like nowadays, like look at Chris Pratt. Chris Pratt, he was the schlubby dude on Parks and Rec, and then when he got the role of Star-Lord, he had to work out, and he lost all this weight.
And kind of like a throwback version
Yeah.
of that, Christopher Reeve
Yeah.
was a scrawny kid.
Yeah.
And then he gets cast as Superman, and now he is like, he's not like physically perfect, but like he looks like a realistic dude as Superman.
Like he looks like a realistic, like achievable body in that.
Yeah.
But then like look at like Chris Pratt, like he goes on because he was known as the schlubby guy, and then you see the shirtless scene of him just like shredded the fuck.
Star-Lord doesn't need to be that shredded.
Yeah, well,
Not really.
I think it was like we can't have Star-Lord be the schlubbiest loser. Which they couldn't have. They totally could have.
They could have. I mean, we've been fine.
But compared to like all these other guys,
No.
And
They did
like,
that to Thor.
And they're like, "How did you look like that?" He's like, "I looked like that for all of about 24 hours."
And then I just went right back to McDonald's.
Yeah, because you immediately have to chug. Like, look at Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
Anytime he's shirtless in any of those movies, he's like
he looks different every
the
time.
second the camera turns off, they are like infusing my body with water.
Christian Bale,
yeah,
was a big one, which we'll get into his transformation when we get to those movies. So I guess we should jump into the movie.
Yeah, let's.
Sorry, we got a little bit sidetracked, I think.
Let's go with this. Okay, so I already read the synopsis of this time around. Batman is teamed up with his young
45-year-old.
No, he looks our age, more than 45.
Bear in mind, we're almost 30.
Yeah, okay. At the time of this, he was like 21. Okay.
No, he was not. Chris O'Donnell?
Yeah. Let's see now. Let's
No way.
Let's do some quick.
This is 97.
Let's do some quick math. Okay.
All right, how old is he?
He was born in 1970. Okay.
Get the fuck out.
Okay.
So he's like
so 80, 90. Okay.
97.
Okay. 97.
He's 20. He was like 27.
Yeah, he was 27.
Okay, so he
years
is like
old.
our. Okay.
He was like our age.
Dude aged pretty well.
He looked young, but you could clearly tell he was not like a 17-year-old like they were trying to portray him as.
Yeah.
Honestly, I would have said like call him like a 21-year-old, and instead of get rid of that child protective services thing, and just go like, hey man, thanks for letting me crash here. I'm
gonna dip.
I can't go back to the circus, but I'm gonna leave. I'm gonna go find this guy in town and kill him, and then I'll.
Well, I could train you on how to kill him.
Yeah,
with his dope ass car.
Yeah. So, God, he like.
He looks good as Robin. I mean, he has that look.
I mean, everyone in this movie, and everyone who made this movie bounced back after this. This was not like a career ender for anyone.
Except for Alicia Silverstone.
No, she went on later to make Legally Blonde.
That was Reese Witherspoon.
Oh, wait, was it?
Yeah.
Wait. Wait. My brain is melting. Did I just like Mandela affect myself?
Yes, you Mandela'd yourself. That was Reese Witherspoon.
I swear to God, I thought Reese Witherspoon was in this.
No.
Okay, wait. I have to.
No.
Give me a moment, people.
Steve.exe has crashed.
Okay, let's look at her filmography. Okay, after this, she did. She did Blast from the Past. All right, that was a big success. She was in Scooby-Doo 2, Monsters Unleashed.
Who the okay.
Oh, didn't know about that.
Who the fuck was she in Scooby-Doo 2? Say that 5 times fast.
Oh, I think she was
Scrappy?
No, she was Heather Jasper. She was some character. I forget.
Nobody matters.
Oh,
yeah, I've never heard of any of these movies.
No, I completely gaslit myself into thinking this was Reese Witherspoon the entire time with Legally Blonde and all that. They sound almost exactly the same.
They do, so I can kind of see how you get mixed up.
Oh, Clueless! I'm thinking of Clueless. That's why. Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Clueless was before this movie.
Yeah, but still, I was thinking of Clueless.
Steve works very hard at his job, and his brain sometimes just has to reboot.
I've been editing a lot of these YouTube videos lately.
Because I am perfection.
Jeez. Okay.
All right.
Okay. Let's rewind. Okay. Back to the top.
So not Reese Witherspoon.
Alicia Silverstone. Man, I really fucking dropped the ball on that one.
It's okay. That's why I'm here.
That's why you're the one that I don't give a fuck. These are all actors and actresses are just like meat puppets to me. They're just do the dance of the character.
Do the dance of the dance.
You know, like be the character. I don't give a shit who you are. Just do it.
Be Batman. It don't matter.
Yeah. So let's talk about this plot.
All right. So it starts off with them suiting up.
Yes.
And then the car comes, and it's the ugliest car of all the cars of the Batman movies.
So I want to pause right there, and let's start this. This movie kind of fails right out the gate.
Yeah.
With these tight close-ups on.
I mean, he did that in Forever.
The tight close-ups.
Were they tighter than Forever?
On their butts. Getting in the spandex.
Yeah, even as a kid, I was like, okay.
And the nipples, and I'm like, this is gay.
Which, all right, Joel, man, God bless you, but...
Like, I'm sorry, but like, this is the problem that Batman has had for a while, and that's kind of why they didn't do Robin in the next live actions. Because
they did. We'll go. I'm holding that right.
No. They didn't do that because of homophobia.
Yeah. This movie was considered like the gay Batman movie for like the longest time.
And that's still the 66, if you ask
me. I mean, yeah. Kind of. I mean, I don't know. Like, I think it's unintentionally gay.
Oh no, it's all unintentionally gay. I mean, Schumacher,
he meant well.
He did not at any point try to make this a
like Christopher Nolan type movie,
a gay icon thing. It just sort of became gay.
It just
icon.
kind of happened. Wait till I'll show you later. But there's a deleted scene in Batman Forever where he meets a bunch of what's the proper term? Drag queens.
Yeah, that's a proper term. Yeah,
there's I couldn't think of what it was.
Yeah, drag queens. Yeah.
I'll have to show it to you later. But it is.
I mean, like
it's Gotham.
Like we said before, like all of like superheroes are kind of queer coded in some form or another. You know, it's just the
not
nature
really
of the
Superman.
Beast. Especially a lot of his villains and stuff. Not as much. Not as much.
Not really.
Still.
Not with Superman.
Like it's
more God coded.
Yeah, it's everything's coded in some sort of sexuality. If you look hard enough, especially Wonder Woman, but that was kind of on purpose. That was on
the whole
purpose.
thing. Thanks, Dr. Wortham, for ruining superheroes.
No, he improved it.
Frederick Wortham.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
You don't understand who he was, right?
No, I don't care.
I'll go into that later, off camera.
Okay.
I'll rant to you about the piece of shit that he was.
These close-ups, it's extra flashy.
Yeah, they're very gratuitous.
It's
tight. The gadgets looked cool.
It's ass shots and bat nipples, and these costume designs are eccentric. They are the most unique.
Yeah,
costumes
I really like Robin's suit.
I don't hate any of these. I love all these costumes.
The only thing I don't like about Batman is like it has the oval emblem, but it's just like there's no color to it.
Yeah,
Like it's all one color. Like,
it's
give me something. Give me like
it's
a gold belt or something.
it definitely it's like I bring these costumes up because like it's 1997. All
Mhm.
right, we're finally getting into like superheroes need to look like the superheroes. Let's get into costumes.
Mhm.
But because this was so perceived to the late 90s, less PC, less in tune with ourselves audience as super flamboyant, this you'll see repercussions of this in the tone downs in future
Batman
superhero
Begins and all that.
begins, even
Superman Returns.
X-Men that would
Oh,
come out
especially
in
X-Men.
99.
Yeah, especially in X-Men. Actually, I
Uh
think X-Men was 2000, but whatever.
99, 2000, and then Fantastic Four as well.
That was '04.
Yeah, but still, like all of these,
Spider-Man.
you'll see a toning down, which helps in some regards because really, less is more a lot of times. But now,
Depends.
yeah,
I mean, now it's normal for like colorful costumes and stuff. Like it's almost like everyone wants that. But I get where you're coming from. Like I don't actually. One thing I really like about the Batman suit is the shape of like the cowl and stuff like that. Like
yeah,
it looks good. Like it looks. If you just made some small tweaks to it,
yeah.
it's pretty solid suit.
It's not a terrible suit at
It's
all.
really not.
They all
And they
they
did a
all
great job. I think it was still Bob Ringwood who still did the suits. He had been doing the suits since '89. And you could tell like he really got better with it. You could I think I could be wrong. It was one of the lighter suits, the
Yeah.
Batman Robin suits.
yeah.
Because they destroyed, they ripped through very easily. Those suits are still alive, by the way. They still exist, like the Forever suits. Um, I don't. I will say this, like, I love Robin's suit because it's basically Nightwing.
Yeah.
But here's the weirdest part: the red logo on the Nightwing suit.
Yeah.
That doesn't come into comics until the New 52 reboot, almost like around 2011, 2012. So he was rocking that for a while in the comics. I don't know if they said that was ever based off of Batman Robin. I doubt it. But
It's probably loosely inspired. They're probably looking
probably,
at
but I mean, like,
what
you
have we
just-
done before? Let's try something else.
like, I don't know. I really like it. I think like, it's better than the R
Yeah.
logo. Like, I
Yeah.
think it looks cool.
Yeah,
Like-
I don't really like the super sharp R,
That doesn't make a lot of sense. I'm like, oh, R. What do you?
but I get it because like it's like an emergency battering.
Oh yeah, I like
thing.
how Titans does it. Yeah, Titans
Yeah.
makes it look cool. But
Yeah,
like I don't know, I
it's
always
alright.
I always had a soft spot for like the Batman Robin suit, and I liked it better than his Forever suit because his Forever suit was kind of stupid.
Yeah. So they suit up and they get in the Batmobile. And,
Nope. What are they forgetting? What are we forgetting?
I don't know. What are we forgetting?
I want a car. Chicks take the car.
Yeah.
And this is why Superman
Right.
works alone.
Which,
That's the first time Batman ever says on live action,
yeah,
Superman.
yeah, and it's a joke, and
Nope, it's not a joke.
yeah,
It was Batman Forever. We mentioned Metropolis.
yes,
This is not a coincidence, sir.
no,
They were planning. Tim Burton was doing the Superman movie.
Mhm.
This was supposed to be a shared universe with that Superman
Right.
movie.
the Superman was supposed to be like this, not dark and gritty reboot, but like
You have to watch The Death of Superman Lives to really understand what it was.
um,
And it was Nicolas Cage as Superman, and
which
it was,
that would have been god fucking awful.
I think it would have been different.
It would have been different.
I don't know, but it's just it's funny.
Let's be honest. It would have been our favorite movie.
Yeah, it would have been. It would have been like, this is brilliant. You are all wrong. You don't understand. The giant spider has meaning. I would have been that one asshole who would be defending it for like the rest of
Yeah,
eternity.
we would be like the
the
crazy
two
guy,
who figured it out.
like tinfoil hats and
Like we run
Piss
Tim
soaked.
Burton. Yeah, we run Tim Burton like, man, we get you. And he's like, the fuck you two even talking about?
yeah.
I was hired for that movie, man.
Yeah.
I don't even know what you're smoking.
Um,
And Robin had his motorcycle. He doesn't get in a Batmobile.
yeah, he has a Robin bike, which is
Yeah,
like
which looks cool.
Which that becomes kind of his thing.
Yeah, I think like
especially,
BTOS kind of had
Like
it.
Dick Grayson is like a motorcycle man.
Yeah. Yeah, forever. And I kind of like that a little bit. There is some character, I don't know if development's the word, but like carry over some like Dick Grayson had a motorcycle in Batman Forever. Let's continue that in Batman Robin.
Yeah.
So Pat Hingle Skype calls Batman in the Batmobile.
Yeah.
And he's like, there's a new villain out and about causing problems, and we can't do our fucking job, Batman.
So,
he calls himself Mr. Freeze.
Yeah, so the picture-in-picture YouTube
Zoom call
that they do in these, I'm sure it was hard to do back then, but it looks like someone did it in like iMovie in about 5 minutes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure, like,
especially I think in the Kilmer one last time.
They did that in the Kilmer one with the watch,
with
right?
the watch,
Yeah.
and it's constantly the same like
shot of Alfred
being it's the same watch shot.
Yeah.
Reused over and over.
And it's just Michael Gough speaking into the camera.
Yeah.
God bless him and Pat Hingle for putting up with this shit.
They're not very well done, but
you know, they had their finger on the pulse, man. I mean, technology was going that way.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, I don't know. Star Trek and Star Wars was doing it too, long before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, like, it's crazy how like that's not even weird. That like most of the technology that Batman has is like not even that weird now.
Yeah, it's like it's totally normal.
We have it and we're bored with it.
Then they drive through an even gaudier Gotham, but I like this Gotham. It's not the Burton Gotham, but like if you mixed this Gotham with the Burton Gotham, you have my favorite Gotham.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like you can still see traces of the Art Deco,
from like Anton First and all that.
But it's not as strong. It's not grimy. This is not a grimy Gotham anymore. It's not a city built on top of itself, sprawling upwards like we came to love in the 90s.
Yeah.
That was the style. Like, look at Final Fantasy VII.
Sure, I never played it.
Where you have the sectors, okay, of the city that you start in. And it's literally a plate of city. And underneath it is the fucking slums, all right? And it's just like a fucking garbage built on top of garbage, all right, sprawling upwards in this industrial steam pipe grossness. That was all over the place back then, because that's kind of what we were becoming. We were just building over top of things, highways over like old neighborhoods were popping up all over the place in the 90s, and that's just gone now in 97 because we're close to the new millennia where everything's shiny and chrome.
Yeah.
You know?
And they make it to the museum, and I've never seen a museum look like this. And it's what? Mr. Free... he froze the floor?
Yeah.
Please have mercy. I forget what the line Mr. Freeze says, but it's Arnold Schwarzenegger, and he was paid a ridiculous amount of money to be in this movie.
Must have been.
He got the biggest contract deal of the 90s.
Because he was the guy.
He was like, if you're going to get anybody, you get Arnold Schwarzenegger.
This is like what, post-Terminator?
This is post-Terminator 2. This is post like Commando, post-Terminator 2, post-True Lies, my favorite Arnold movie.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Interesting.
I love that movie. I will. It's one of the few Jim Cameron movies I like. Because he's not so up his ass.
Did you call him Jim?
Yeah, fuck him.
Okay, you know what? That's fine.
Fuck him. He's so not up his own ass in that movie.
You know what? He raises the bar. I respect that. His movies aren't always that great. He just goes
right into his own ass, man.
Yeah, but he raises the bar for everyone else.
I like the first Terminator more than the second Terminator.
Really?
Yeah.
You're that guy.
I'm that guy.
Okay.
I mean, I respect the second Terminator, and I'm just not a bad movie.
You know what? You can be the contrarian. That's fine.
But like, I just like the first. I like the horror aspect of the Terminator.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
As opposed to like the action. I'm like, I like the horror aspect. Leave that in.
Yeah.
That's where whenever we do Terminator.
Yeah.
Because holy shit, there's
I'll get the straight jacket for that one.
Oh man, I'm gonna be upset.
I'll put you in the padded room for that one.
Oh god. So they never. One thing how long do you think it's been since Batman Forever? They don't bring up like Chase Meridian at all. They don't bring up. Well, they do kind of bring up Riddler and Two-Face later.
Yeah.
but I don't know how long it's been.
At this point, it's probably been
At least a year.
let's say at least a year since the
Riddler brain drain
yeah.
thing.
Because it seems like this is a very established It's not like a retirement Batman.
No.
It's
not like where he was like, I'm ready to quit and forever.
Yeah, let's say this is prime. I'm finally into the groove of things, Batman.
Mm-hmm.
Where he's got a partner. He's growing the Batman Empire. He's good. He's in a good spot.
The Batman Empire.
Well,
he's merchandising. Well, he is apparently.
I mean, yeah. So like they're there and.
Hi, Freeze. I'm Batman.
Yeah. Freeze is there. He's stealing diamonds?
So, this is actually a thing in the comics. Well, it was for a while.
Okay.
Mr. Freeze, the compound of diamonds powers Mr. Freeze's suit.
Okay.
It's the genetic compounds of it. The problem is the movie doesn't explain that very well.
No.
So it literally makes you think he's just like putting in like a diamond in his suit, which I think
I always knew that like
it had something to do with like what the material the diamonds are made of.
I always went, okay, diamonds make in my 7-year-old brain. I was like, okay, diamonds power his suit because they're like
money.
They're like a crystal that energizes his ice beams in his blood.
Right. They don't ever
like,
really
I figure
explain it.
He needs the perfect diamond crystal because it's
of its genetic of its scientific compounds.
Yeah, it helps make the laser beams in his blood go good or something.
Yeah, so it had something to do with like I don't think it's really a thing anymore.
Oh no, because we can just synthetically make diamonds.
Yeah,
and B like diamonds have nothing to do with like anything.
It had some. I can't remember what it was. I did research on it a couple weeks ago. Or I was listening to a podcast where like they were like, yeah, no, that was a thing in the comics for like a brief period.
I do remember that kind of like.
He was never in BTOS.
No, it was pre BTOS.
It was pre like, but it was back when he was like a goofball character.
Yeah, BTOS firmly establishes him as the
tragic character.
We know
him
as.
So bear in mind, Mr. Freeze was not how he was in BTOS.
He was just some mad scientist with a cold gun.
Yeah, basically, he was a mad scientist who originally was named Dr. Zero. And then the Adam West show, which he was on 3 times, played by 3 different actors.
That's how it went back then.
So he always looked different. Not only called him Mr. Freeze, as they thought the name Dr. Zero sounded stupid.
I'm pretty sure it was also copyright by someone else.
No, they just didn't like the name.
Yeah.
And they also gave him his famous blue skin.
Yeah,
because he didn't have blue skin in the
comics. Because before that, he was just sort of a Captain.
I'll show you what he looked like later. But he had like this like pink and yellow suit. He had the helmet, but it was like just like.
Oh well, everyone had the helmet back then.
Yeah, it was like just a little line drawn around his head. I don't hate the way he looks in this movie, but the problem is it's so busy that like I can't tell if his helmet is just a helmet or it's just like a weird jaw piece.
It is yes. This costume design, I don't like it because it's so busy and
like
bizarre.
If you like the body armor looks fine, but if you just gave him like the traditional helmet, he would look better. Less is more.
I think the reason I think a lot of this was compromising because Arnold was probably hard to fit into.
Yeah, Arnold's a giant man.
He was a big dude back then, and
he was still like at his like prime.
It probably took a lot of time to make up him
in
such a way. Which kudos to anyone who's willing to sit in a chair for all that.
Especially Arnold Schwarzenegger. Apparently Arnold Schwarzenegger was just having a blast and was just a genuine delight. Like, compared to Tommy Lee Jones and Jim Carrey's bullshit with
because he was probably just happy to do something goofy.
He's like, yeah, why not? Like, he loses.
This is when Arnold was like, listen, I don't want to just be a meathead. Let me be fun. Let me be like someone's goofy. He's a funny
dude. Like if you ever follow Arnold Schwarzenegger, he is a funny dude. He is hilarious.
He's like, listen, I need to make someone laugh because like I was too threatening in those other Terminators. Like,
have you seen Terminator 1?
He's like, I don't want children to be afraid of me anymore.
Yeah, he's like, I'm a nice guy, man. I'm actually a teddy bear.
Yes.
Fun fact: he used the money he got from Batman and Robin to open Planet Hollywood. the restaurant.
Yeah, that tracks.
With Stallone.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like they have this Power Rangers level fight scene.
Oh, it's very
with
Power
the-
Rangers.
with the hockey team from hell. Which,
which-
by the way, this is a movie for 7-year-olds, sir.
Yeah. Yeah, they say the hockey team from hell.
The hockey team from hell.
Honestly, I was like, wait, does Mr. Freeze even have goons?
Yes.
I guess he has goons now. Okay.
Yeah, Mr. Freeze tend to have people work for him.
I liked this scene because it's funny. And, like,
it's just fun. Like, it's Batman and
like-
Robin. Like, it's out of the 60s, basically. They have, like,
Yeah.
ice skates in their boots, which makes no fucking sense.
Like-
Like, how would you even know?
Off the bat, though, like,
Which,
you see like they have like the bat skates come out.
how would
and
you
they're-
even prepare for
they're
that?
fighting hockey players, and I went, they spent 2 movies trying so hard to get away from the camp of the 60s, only for 1.5 movies later were even campier than the 60s were.
Yeah, even Adam West would have been like, damn, dude, like, you need to take this down 20. Yeah, it doesn't help that Joel Schumacher literally said, don't forget, we're making a cartoon every time he yelled action.
Yeah, that's the thing, is that like the juxtaposition of this being a live action cartoon versus the actual cartoon seriousness, and that was made for children.
Yeah, which is so, like, that's what I think creates the problem with this movie.
Yeah.
Back then was like you had this amazing cartoon series which has this amazing depiction of Mr. Freeze, which won a Golden Globe, mind you.
Oh yeah.
It was amazing, and you know, you have this, and then you hear Mr. Like, remember, the internet wasn't like what it is today. So in 97, you hear like 95, 96, you hear like they're doing another Batman movie, and Mr. Freeze is the villain.
Yeah.
You're like, oh shit, this is gonna be like an Oscar-worthy movie.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
I mean, you have to remember that this was golden age of internet when it was all BBS boards and stuff, where
Yeah,
nobody. It was like you had just rumors and hearsay because that one guy on the board was on the production team. You know,
supposedly.
Yeah.
And
And there was like no photos because like
No, God,
a
no.
JPEG would take like 10 days to fucking download still. God,
it just I don't like people thought like Robin would become Nightwing in this movie.
which they
He
were
kind of does.
sort of, yeah.
Kind of. It's
The way the suit was.
Oh, I mean, the suit definitely evokes Nightwing.
So people are like, "Oh, he's Nightwing now," and like, this Batgirl will be like the. Okay, I see, because Batgirl and Nightwing.
So
are
I
always
think my theory is for why they did the Nightwing suit was because Nightwing was starting to get really popular in the comics,
yeah,
and aesthetically he looks cooler than Robin.
Yeah,
And
I mean-
a kid
I
isn't
mean-
gonna buy an action figure of a dude with an R on his chest and booty shorts.
yeah, no, that I mean, even
I mean, not that he was rocking booty shorts in the comics at that point. But,
no, thank God. They were like, let's get this boy some pants.
like, please
He's
give
got-
him pants.
Those nights in Gotham have to be cold.
Like, he has to be cold. I'm sorry. Who are you?
Yeah.
Like, if I'm a criminal and I get hit in the head with a 12-year-old like kicking me in the face in booty shorts, I'm like, boy, aren't you cold? I'm calling CYS, sir.
Yeah, no,
I'm the
like,
Joker, but I'm calling Child Protective Services.
If I'm a bad guy in Gotham and like Batman's got like this 10-year-old with him, I'm like, whoa.
When did we start this?
I'm calling the cops, man. What the fuck is going on?
Like
here?
you know, the Gotham City Police Department's like, all right, Joker, did you just call cops? Yeah, man. No, fuck what I'm doing. Look at him. What is this?
This kid it is 2 a.m. Why
This
is there a
like-
child out
It's
here?
a school night. It's like Wednesday. What's he doing? What's he doing? Because, like, sir, I'm crazy. I fell into a tank of chemicals. That's my problem. What's his problem?
So yeah, if I was a Gotham City criminal, I'd be very questionable about the child labor laws around here with Batman having a child. But that's why Chris O'Donnell is like 30
48.
Yeah, he's like a 48-year-old man.
But, all right, so they go. Freeze gets the diamond because Batman and Robin are incompetent at their job.
And
No.
things go south.
No, they go
Don't say it.
north.
No, he said it. So
What are you going to do? I'm the talent.
They're stuck in a rocket ship now.
Yeah, I forget where the rocket comes from. Even though we just watched the movie,
it just sort of just pops. It's just like they're stuck in a rocket now.
He used a cheat code to spawn the rocket, and voila, the rocket's there.
Yeah. So I'm gonna assume it's either a rocket that's gonna just launch him into space, or it's like some sort of.
What was his plan?
I think it was a weather bomb of some sort.
Yeah, because Batman blows it up. So wouldn't that still work?
No, because it doesn't get high enough in the atmosphere to do whatever.
They did not think that part out.
It's campy garbage.
Basically, what happens is Robin also got on there and somehow survives going into fucking the atmosphere without any sort of anything.
So they blow that up.
But what happens?
They turn the doors into surfboards.
Goddamn right, they turn the doors into surfboards.
So based off of his design, of Mr. Freeze's design, which I don't know why he's not Dr. Freeze, but whatever. I guess
that sounds stupid.
I guess because he's Dr. Freeze in real life. So
Freeze, it's Dr. Freeze.
Whatever. Okay, so Mr. Freeze has wings.
Yeah, like these cool, like what's the word I'm looking for? Peacock looking, or no,
eagle,
butterfly,
eagle wings.
Butterfly.
No, they're like eagle wings.
Yeah, but they have like spots and shit.
Yeah, but they blade out like eagle.
Yeah, they blade out.
So,
which Batman doesn't glide with his cape, which you think he would. But he basically, it's weird because he basically Arkham kicks him.
Yeah, so they're flying down on surfboards.
What the hell is a surf?
Surfboards from space. There, that was a tongue twister.
Surfboard, surfboards from space.
Yeah,
which is such a power move, by the way.
I'm gonna assume that. So this movie came out in '97. Probably started production in '96.
It started production in 19. Actually, started production like a month after Batman Forever.
The Power Rangers movie came out in '95, and its main villain was Ivan Ooze. It was a smash hit with the kids, and that sold a fuckload of toys. Just truckloads of toys.
Was Ivan Ooze ever a toy?
I think he was, but he was pretty rare. I don't ever actually remember any villains having toys. Only
Zed, Rita, Goldar, definitely.
I don't ever remember having those. I just remember having the Power Rangers.
Well, Goldar was a thing. Zed was a thing. I don't think Rita was.
For me, they usually just fought like my Hulk or whatever the heck I had.
Yeah, the Hulk.
A lot of fighting Gokus.
Anyway, so things that kills the Power Rangers.
Yeah, so I'm gonna assume a lot of this was kind of influenced by like that success. They're like, well, we need scenes like this to sell toys.
That's more than likely the latter.
So Mr. Freeze's wings. And here comes Batman, and I don't know how they're not dead.
So they surf through the sky, which somehow gravity just fails. Robin catches the diamond, but Mr. Freeze freezes a furnace, because that's how that fucking works.
Well, because that's how powerful his gun is.
I guess. Yeah. So that should just kill anybody it freezes.
Yeah, well, yeah.
So they chase him through this steel mill?
Yeah, it's.
Fuck it. You know what? You know what it is? The Sionis Steel Mill.
Yeah.
The Black Mask is canon in this universe.
Yeah. You know what? Why not?
One of the darkest Batman villains is canon in this kid's verse.
Sure.
Fuck you. So they go through the Sionis Steel Mill, which, by the way, if you're skipping through this video, congratulations. You're now confused as to why the Sionis Steel Mill is in this movie.
Yeah, no, they're not. They don't care. No one watches this.
No one does.
So you're missing the best part. Robin lands on a building.
Oh yeah,
in an angled roof, so he slurns down
and breaks off the
off the tiles.
Thank you.
And breaks the board and goes cowabunga, dude. Because
he doesn't go dude. He goes cowabunga.
Because at this point, the Simpsons and the Ninja Turtles are like super powered. Mega money makers.
Yeah.
So it's everything.
Well, the Turtles fat was starting to die, I think.
Still, this was a cash grab. Everything. Every
minute of this. So they chase Freeze and they're going through door after door, which I'm pretty sure they're just reusing the same shot of Mr. Freeze opening a door, Batman and Robin following him. They open a door, Mr. Freeze.
Yeah. No. It's so they fight in this little some sort of
room,
and Robin
which
gets,
is all frozen.
yeah, Robin gets frozen. Batman unfreezes him by throwing him into like a, I guess like a smelting pit of
which
water.
should kill him.
And just heating it with like a laser pointer.
Yeah. Oh, and Mr. Freeze goes, "That's why you're weak. I'll kill you next time."
Which, why not just kill him now?
Because you have to live to the end of the movie.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, I'm doing it, Arnold, the entire time we do it. Freeze.
Then they
Then they fuck.
Pretty much. Batman and Robin are kind of like they're starting to get kind of testy with each other. Normal Batman and Robin shtick.
Yeah. Because Dick here is more like Jason Todd a little bit.
Yeah, he's channeling all of the Robins that were popular at the time. Which,
except for Tim Drake.
It's fun. Well, I mean, no one remembers Tim Drake.
Fuck you!
No one watching a movie like this is remembering Tim Drake.
No.
Tim
Drake was the dopest Robin.
Yeah, but he's kind of he hasn't had his renaissance yet. That won't be for another few years in comics.
Yeah. I don't know. He was hitting his stride around this time.
Yeah, still. This leads me to the weirdest part of the movie that I've always remembered. The only part of the movie I've ever remembered is Arnold Schwarzenegger as Mr. Freeze is in slippers and a bathrobe.
Yeah.
In a sub-zero environment.
Which is later revealed to be an ice cream shop.
Yes, it's a frozen ice cream shop.
Which you would think the Gotham City Police Department would think to look there first.
They're not bothering. They're gonna let Batman
That'd be
handle
like
it.
that's like when that's because that's not the only. It's not just this movie. It's like, all right, where the fuck do you think the Penguin's hideout is?
Why don't we
the
look
zoo?
Like
the Riddler. Oh, what's this green fucking building over in the island over there?
It's like, hey, where's this guy? I don't know. Let's look for the most flamboyantly produced.
Where's the Joker producing his chemicals? Where the fuck do you think he's producing?
How about
his
the
chemicals?
one chemical building in the? Yeah, it's
Batman
always like,
that.
oh, but there's like 50,000 of them in the area. We're just focusing on like the two that like ever matter. That's all.
Ace Chemical or Axis Chemicals, and technically in this timeline, which is still weird that this is the same timeline.
Yeah, it's all weird. So he's watching on TV Franklin and Bass's.
See, I missed this part. Mr. Ice Christmas, I'm Mr. Snow.
Yeah, the song of I'm Mr. Nice, I'm Mr. Snow, whatever that is.
The fire and snow guys.
from the Santa Claus stop motion
thing, which
it's a family classic, but like he's having like his henchmen try
sing it. Yeah, he's like sing,
and they're trying to eat like frozen TV dinners,
which
and
they should be
like
dead.
they're miserable. Like
and don't forget who his squeeze is.
It's
Vivica A. Fox.
I do not know who this person is.
Model actress at the time.
Okay, so he's just got like a really attractive model lady in the most 90s fashion ever.
Until we get to Coolio.
Where it's a winter outfit that's just clear plastic.
Basically.
That was like clear. Being able to look into everything, like we have X-ray vision, was the most late 90s thing ever.
Yeah, it was either that or like leather with like a bunch of bizarre studs and shit.
Yeah, nowadays if you have to have like a clear plastic backpack or something, like it's because we're in a police state.
Yeah, basically. Or you went to our high school.
Yeah, no, they just told us to put that shit in the lock.
No, dude.
No.
You don't remember?
Wait, no, that last year because of that incident, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, jackass.
Oh, dude, that kid went to prison, so it's fine.
Did he though?
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
I don't remember.
There's some that's a story for another
That's whenever
day.
we go into our high school years.
Yeah, that's
right now we're in the wonder years.
Yeah. We're in the wonder years. This is just us slowly doing therapy throughout the years of our childhood.
Through these Batman movies.
Oh god, I can't wait till '08 when like I'm all nostalgic and you're just depressed.
This podcast deserves a better class of criminal, and I'm gonna give it to them. I'm a man, my word. I will fulfill our podcast destiny.
Oh god, man, those Nolan.
Wait. Why haven't you finished GTA 4?
I'm sorry. We're just cruising through this so we can get
This
to
movie's kind of fucking boring.
no, it's a nice campy thrill ride.
I guess, but
we're just really jonesing to shit on the Nolan ones.
This is where we want to be. We want to be there. We don't want to be here anymore.
Yeah. So
what else is there? So then we jump to some fucking place in like the creepiest part of like the Amazon.
yeah, we're
rainforest.
introduced to Poison Ivy's
origins.
and Bane's origin story.
Yeah. A shittier version of Bane's origin story,
and not as
But
fun Ivy.
Yeah, I still kind of like the way Bane looks in this movie.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's
okay. Of all the designs, I think his works the best. I think
everyone's designs here are
like Robin's and Bane's are the best.
Yeah, like everything's all right. That's an interpretation
until you get to the polar suits.
I mean,
the polar suits are stupid.
Yeah, but they're functional.
They're stupid.
I mean, the newer versions of those ideas that we've seen in more modern stuff are cooler, but yeah, okay. So Ivy's whole thing is that she's a botanist in I'm going to say the Amazon rainforest?
Yeah.
So, like some jungle and some
part. Well, yeah. Okay. Well, we could assume. Like, the weirdest part is she gets to. Well, no, she flies to Gotham. I forgot. Like her and Bane.
Yeah, so we have a plane to catch. Yeah. Let's just say she's in the Amazon.
Yeah.
And she's trying to make plant animal hybrids of some sort.
And her boss is, believe it or not, a deep cut DC character known as the Floronic Man, Dr. Jason Woodrue, who is played by John Glover. And here's another DC connection to Superman. Well, future. John Glover famously plays Lionel Luthor, the best character in Smallville.
Yeah, and he also plays who else?
I remember he voiced the Riddler in BTOS.
And he was in Shazam.
Oh right, he was Sivana's father.
Yes,
this man will just do any DC movie.
He is just,
and he appeared in one episode of Lucifer, which is a DC property.
Well, yeah, no, he's a fun day player.
He's like, fuck it, I'll do whatever you want me to. He is the Winston Zedmore philosophy. He's like, you want me to play what, brother? I'll play whatever you want me to play.
There's a paycheck in it.
Paycheck in it at whatsoever. I'll do it. I'm game.
Yeah.
He just seems like a delight.
So he's creating super soldier serums,
which Marvel's suing.
No, yeah,
they didn't have any money at the time, so they couldn't sue.
No, there was actually a legal battle over this, and super soldier serum is a generic term.
Oh yeah, that's right.
It's what it's made out of is where you can get someone for infringement on DS. So he creates Bane with some sort of venom.
Yeah.
Of
and this is not all Bane's origin.
You turn some skinny dude into Bane.
He turns like a dude who looks like Victor Zsasz into Bane.
Yeah, but like an emaciated Zsasz that hasn't eaten in a week.
Yeah, which they don't really explain where they found this dude.
I think he was just some prisoner.
Yeah, they say it's like a serial killer or something.
Yeah, it's just some dude. And then he gets muscly, but he
turns into the late WWF wrestler Jeff Swanson.
Which makes him lose his ability to talk or act.
So Jep died after like a month before this movie came out. So you're gonna notice that Bane moves really stiffly. That's because Jeff Swanson did a lot of steroids.
Yeah, he was probably really roided out for this role.
And it's not even just this role. He was one of the wrestlers who was doping at the time. But that's a whole other topic for a whole other podcast. That
they probably said, don't even bother acting, just growl and be muscular.
He says like a few things. He says, Bane, bomb.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So he can talk. It's just
this.
maybe he just doesn't feel the need to talk.
This interpretation of Bane,
Is-
it aesthetically is on track.
Yeah.
For the most
Aesthetically, it's better than Tom Hardy's.
But Bane is usually a pretty smart guy.
Bane is highly intelligent.
Like I think that's why Tom Hardy's Bane was so smart.
Yeah.
Because they're like, no, we don't want people thinking Bane's a dumb moron anymore. So
he turned into a dumb moron in the third act of that movie, but
we'll get to that. And then Poison Ivy, played by Uma Thurman. Uma Thurman, I just cannot recognize her between roles. It's weird. Like
she does kind of chameleon.
I just see her as whatever she is.
And then like she figures out what Woodrew's doing.
Yeah, she just kind of opens the door because it's not locked.
Because this idiot can't lock the door.
And he's like, "Oh, you're making a super soldier thing. Well, that's creepy, and I'm terrified for some reason."
I was just checking to make sure Mr. Freeze wasn't outside.
Oh yeah. It is quite a cold day out there.
Yeah, it is colder than Mr. Freeze's
we are
ballsack.
bundled up together in a blanket right now. It's so cold.
In my Batman blanket.
Yes.
Wearing my Batman leather jacket at long last.
Yes.
But both of us.
Yes.
Because it's that fucking big.
Yes, it's I got the biggest size they could. It was meant for a child.
It was. So you got me the XXX size.
Yes.
So am I Vin Diesel or am I Ice Cube?
You're clearly Vin Diesel.
God damn it. It's all about
stay tuned. Ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned.
Well, are we doing the XXX movies?
Probably.
Oh shit, I am ready.
We have nothing better to do with our lives.
We could do Fast and Furious, all 20 of them.
No, maybe.
I'm not doing that.
Maybe.
I'm not doing that.
We'll do some of them. Maybe.
You have to pay me.
I don't know.
I demand money.
So she sees the super soldier thing, which I don't understand why that's even a big deal.
Well, because it's not even that. It's because he
Like,
was auctioning it off to like world dictators, who one of them was like Fidel Castro.
yeah, well, I mean,
And I'm pretty sure one of them, and another one was a Yakuza boss.
I mean, that's your go-tos back and then.
It was a Yakuza boss, Fidel Castro, and just like a few other dudes.
And like some Arab guy.
Yeah, it's always an Arab. Like, God, really?
Well, there always been like like the shady characters of
guess.
the cinema world.
Why not give me like a mobster? I was expecting like a mobster and like a fedora, but I'm thinking because Gotham, the Joker probably killed all of them at that point.
Yeah,
there's no more mobsters in Gotham.
He killed the 5 families.
Yeah, I mean he did, didn't he?
Yeah, pretty much.
In '89, he was like, "Yeah, killed him now." Okay.
Yeah. So he
Go
makes a
back to
proposal.
89. That was so much more fun.
He makes a proposal to her. She says no, thank you. So he does what any reasonable, sensible boss is: thrashes her into her table of chemicals, which in DC world, chemicals equals superpowers.
Yeah, which we're gonna get into. Also, I think we might have skipped her. We're a little bit out of order. We go into Mr. Freeze's origin. Spoiler: she turns into Poison Ivy, kills him, and it's like, "Yo, Bane, want to bounce?"
So we see now that Mr. We find out the origin of Freeze.
Thank you for pronouncing it correctly.
He was a doctor.
Who falls into just a random
we actually get this is actually an interesting point of the movie because this is the first time Nora has a name for whatever ailment she is. They call it
McGregor syndrome. Yeah, so it's a made-up illness
named after one of the producers.
Yeah, so it was named after one of the producers, and also too, they actually do mention. I don't know if you caught it. He was a decathlon. Which means that he was an athlete.
Yeah, well, I mean...
So that explains his ginormous fucking size of being Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah, they probably want, like, well, wait, he's a doctor. Why is he...
Why is he built like the...
He's
he
world champion doctor and decathlon Olympian. There we go. Now he's not only a threat...
Which I don't mind that, actually. Like,
yeah, I mean,
I don't mind
it's a throwaway
Schwarzenegger
it
being... Mr. Freeze. I don't think it's a bad idea. I think
I would wonder what it would be like if he was Bane instead.
I'm Bane. Batman, I will break your back.
I think maybe he didn't want to do that because he doesn't want
a mask.
That no, he would.
He would have to wear the mask.
He'd be fine with the mask.
He wants to be like his thing was he wanted to be as much FaceTime as possible,
even if he was painted.
Yes.
Well, okay. Well.
Because you notice he gets a close up in almost every scene he's in.
Oh yeah, because that's how you
More
sell
than
tickets.
Joker, Penguin, Riddler, and Two-Face.
Yeah. I'm gonna also assume he didn't want people like going, yeah, he's Bane because he does steroids. Ha 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 ha. He's a steroid.
I don't think Arnold ever did steroids.
He's always been accused of it. And he most likely did.
Maybe he was a younger guy.
I mean,
under pressure.
they all probably did.
Yeah, and I think now he's like a big advocate of like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that.
Yeah. He's like, yeah, don't do that. It's not fun.
It's not.
But that's probably why he didn't do Bane. He did Freeze instead.
So Bane, real quick, was a last minute inclusion because Joel Schumacher's nephew liked the character, and Joel saw him in the comics and was like, "Holy shit, he looks actually really cool.
Yeah,
I want to use him."
I can see that because like Bane
He's kind of just there.
He's just there as like, well, Poison Ivy isn't really much of a threat, so she'll need muscle.
When she has Bane.
Yeah, so Bane's like her big boy.
You know, she could just have goons and like that's fine.
Yeah, it's too much writing. It's just easier just...
She hypnotized I don't know, like a military force or something.
Yeah, but it's like, screw it. We'll just have...
So, another thing about the McGregor syndrome is that also Alfred is sick.
Yes. He coincidentally also has McGregor syndrome.
Yeah.
Which...
And Bruce Wayne's such a fucking idiot in this movie. He can't figure out that his own butler is sick.
Oh, he knows. He just doesn't...
He's such a dick in this movie.
He says like he's like, oh, I know he was sick. I just didn't know how bad. And also, I don't care.
Yeah, Bruce is a dick.
He's my manslave.
Yeah, because like there's a scene where they're at Wayne Manor and the door is like being knocked and he's like, Alfred. I'm like sitting there thinking, bitch, you're probably like in the next room from the door.
He was literally like 10 steps from the door.
Alfred.
Yeah, and that mirrors the Nolan one where Alfred quits at some point in one of the movies, and the next morning
Alfred's quitting for a far different reason in the Nolan movies.
But okay, well, just he quits, and then the next morning he's like, Alfred, get the oh right,
shit,
whoops, and then he's like, oh, you're answering your own door. It's like, yeah, it's my house.
I live here.
Like
I'm an adult.
I don't even know if most rich people even have butlers anymore to do that.
Not really. I mean, I don't see. I imagine most rich people are just like, "Yo, what up?"
Like, I'll just like. I guess technology has just gotten rid of the butler role. You know?
Yeah, it's a Ring doorbell. Like, hey, yeah, can I come in?
Here,
no.
Yeah, let me hit the button. Boop. Okay.
All right, you're in. Congrats. Come on in. Alfred should just be like Jarvis. Oh, you know what? Fuck, I forgot. He does turn into Jarvis in this movie.
Yes, he does.
Holy shit, I just have a flashback.
I was about to say.
Oh my god.
It's funny you say that, Brian.
Oh my shit, I forgot. I fucking forgot. He turned into Jarvis.
Yeah.
Oh shit. Oh my god.
So,
I'm having a meltdown.
So at the door is
not Barbara Gordon.
Not Barbara Gordon, no.
It's Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah, so it's funny that you say that because I looked at the IMDb. Yeah. Okay, I looked at the cast and went, yes, that's Reese Witherspoon. I can see it right there. And I wrote down, Reese Witherspoon as Batgirl is the most odd pull ever. But it was the 90s, so who the fuck else would it have been?
You're such a boomer. You're such a boomer. You know that?
It's
You're such a boomer.
How the fuck did I Google it?
Were you up late?
Yeah, I was up pretty late.
Okay, so when Tired Steve
But I Googled it and it's like, yeah, that's Reese Witherspoon, dumb shit. and then I walk into my brother's room, all right?
Oh god.
He's watching a movie and it's Reese Witherspoon and like around the same age.
Okay.
Talking about like her sex life in a car with some dude in some movie.
Probably Clueless.
And
no, not Clueless. God damn it! Look what you made me do.
Yeah. So, and I'm like, oh yeah, they sound identical. That's definitely Reese Witherspoon.
If your brother is listening to this, he should just beat the shit out of you for being so fucking stupid.
No, he does that regardless of my intelligence. He knows I'm smarter than him. It's fine.
Hi, Steve's brother, if you're ever watching.
No, he's embarrassed that I do this.
Really?
Yeah.
Fuck you then, dude.
He thinks I should work at
strip club?
at a yeah. Or something. Yeah, something more
So what would
dignified.
be your stripper dance song?
Mine
would be Goodbye Horses.
No. Yes, for you, yeah. Oh, I'd go very avant-garde. I would
Ave Maria.
I would probably do something like Black Flag by Godspeed You Black Emperors. It's like a 10-minute song.
You're gonna be tired.
Really bleak.
You're like, oh god. Hey yo,
I would just slow dance to it as all the people throw depressed $1 bills at me.
And you're like, I feel like I'm in a Darren Aronofsky movie now.
Yes. Yes.
All around me are familiar faces.
Oh fuck, we're having fun today.
We're not even really talking about this movie because, let's be honest, compared to the other three,
the plot's stupid. It is
there's
easy.
nothing interesting about this.
It's a fun, simple ride. It's a roller coaster.
I figured out just now why I kind of don't like this one. It's not because of everyone's reasons, like, oh, you know, the nipples or oh, the jokes and all that. It's a kids movie, and I find kids movies kind of fucking boring.
No, most kids movies are fun. I
find them fucking boring.
You like The Boss Baby, so shut the hell up. Your opinion doesn't matter.
I saw it like once.
So.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm not done with George Clooney here. This motherfucker, every time he talks, all right, so I'm doing a visual for you guys, or I'm doing a visual for Steve.
Uh-huh.
Like, as I'm talking like this right now.
Yeah,
he
bobbles his head a lot.
Bobbles his head. Was his neck broken? Like, what in the god? Well, it might be a TV thing, because he was doing ER at the time.
Yeah, it's probably, he doesn't do that anymore.
No.
It's probably just something that he got stuck doing because of other characters.
I think probably because he was doing like ER, which is like a multi-camera show. He probably has to like turn his head to certain angles and shit.
Yeah.
Whereas with a movie, you don't have to do that.
Maybe his neck was just stiff from wearing the suit, so he's just like,
yeah, that could be it.
I gotta loosen this thing up.
He had a very loose turtleneck on, so he's the third Batman to wear a turtleneck.
Are they? It's turtlenecks all the way, man.
Except for Bale. Bale don't have turtleneck.
I think he did at one point.
No.
Keaton for sure.
Keaton was rocking the shit out of the turtleneck.
I swear I saw Val Kilmer in
Val
one.
Kilmer had the turtleneck for like one scene.
Bale.
I don't think had a turtleneck. Affleck never had the turtleneck. No, maybe in Justice League.
The kid from Gotham.
Oh, he was rocking that turtleneck.
Oh yeah, and he even said one time, like, yeah, it really sucks because like it's like you're getting strangled a little bit all day, so it's hard to keep your erection down.
What?
He's making a dirty joke.
Oh,
so he's like,
okay.
Yeah,
I'm like,
it's hard to hide your erection from it while on set. It's like, dude, what the fuck? Like,
oh god. So then, Barbara Wilson shows up, and she's like the niece of Alfred, not the daughter of Commissioner Gordon. Probably because Pat Hingle has like no character in these movies,
and also
at all.
No one would believe that character would have sex ever,
and have a daughter who looks like Alicia Silverstone.
Yeah, no
offense to Pat Hingle, but
yeah, no. Pat Hingle fucks in many of his other films.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm sure that man was what a fucking pull. I've seen Pat Hingle in other things.
Yeah, no,
great actor.
This is him like showing up for beer money. Basically.
I think he's only in like 2 scenes.
He's literally all of these are just cameos. He's just in it for the beer money.
Yeah, because like normally, like in '89, he was in it quite a bit.
Yeah,
he was like he's in like a lot in the beginning.
It's just he's like, fuck it, I got nothing better to do on a weekend.
This is just like I was here for like a day.
So there Robin answers the door.
Yeah, and he's like, "Please be for me."
Yeah, because he looks at this girl and goes, "Oh, he hired me a hooker. Cool."
Oh, sweet, Bruce! It's my birthday. My birthday's not till March.
Yeah, it's like, oh man,
it's It's April.
Yeah. He's like instantly in love
my God.
with Barb.
Oh God.
And then Alfred's like, "Yo, this
Finally,
is
all
my
the jokes
niece."
can end.
Yeah. He's like, "This is my niece from England." From England.
And both Bruce and Dick are like, "You're so full of shit."
It's like she has no accent at all. It's like,
You're so full of
I've been in
shit.
private school in America, so I speak perfectly fine American English.
And they're both just like, "Mm-hmm."
Yeah.
Girl, you ain't related to this old man. Show me your ID.
So where are we?
Oh God,
So,
I don't know where we are anymore. We're also kind of watching a movie.
it's kind of hard to remember the plot.
It really is, even though like we're watching it and I'm having trouble remembering.
So, yeah,
So
so
Alfred bonds with not Barbara Gordon.
Yeah, which that'll come back later. Oh, okay. So then it's all about we go to Wayne Enterprises.
Yeah, it's like this weird ass observatory.
And they're talking about how they're going to launch a satellite and be able to give people sunlight
Yeah.
whenever. Which
no.
Why?
Also, kind of a fun fact. It's a pointless fun fact, but it's a fun fact nonetheless. The woman that Bruce is dating in this movie is Julie Madison. In the comic books, in terms of when Batman first debuted and all that in real life, which was 1939, Julie Madison was his fiance.
Yeah, I guess they just threw that in there just because it's like, well, it's timely.
We've done Catwoman, we've done Vicky Vale. Chase Meridian was a thing.
I guess they couldn't get Michelle Pfeiffer back for this.
Oh, fuck no. She's like, I ain't going anywhere near this.
So, they're climate scientists. And they're like, oh yeah, with this we'll be able to, stop global warming and all that. And people are like, what a fucking losers.
And Ivy shows up.
Yeah, so I have on my notes here. Laughing at climate scientists and focusing on space rather than Earth. Because, Ivy shows up and she's like, well, why don't you use this money to save the planet before we focus on getting off the planet? Because...
I mean, in her defense, I see where she's coming from.
She's basically like, there's no point in leaving Earth if we don't have a home to come back to.
Dickhead.
If we destroy it. And people are like laughing at her and calling her a moron. And I'm like, 30 years later and nothing's fucking changed about this point.
I'm like, yeah, she kind of had a point.
People are dragging their feet on climate change right now while dickhead billionaires are in their dick rockets shooting up into low orbit.
And trying to get the fuck out of here.
Yeah,
Looking at you, Lex Luthor.
So, she's like, okay, well, I'm going to just come back as Poison Ivy and kill you.
So, there's a misconception about this movie.
Yeah.
So, I don't know if you came across in your research or not. The whole, like, Ivy was supposed to stab Julie Madison to death.
What?
Yeah. So, I don't know if this is true, but apparently, originally, Ivy at one point was, like, trying to seduce Bruce Wayne. And in order to do that, she murders Julie Madison by violently stabbing her to death.
I'm going to assume this was cut from the script.
Duh!
Yeah.
But I don't know if it was ever actually added or if it was just added by fans later on to try to make the movie sound a little bit better. Because there are people who do defend this movie. They're a small group of people, but God bless them.
I mean, like, it's a fun little campy watch. I mean, it's like, literally, if I was at, like, a summer camp and this was like the movie night, it'd be a fun time.
I would be like, all right, I'm just going to bed.
When I went to like summer camp the one year, we watched National Treasure, and that was a great day.
Hey, fuck you. National Treasure is a great movie.
I know, exactly. It's a fun camp movie, you know?
I mean, even if it's an Indiana Jones ripoff, but...
Everything's an Indiana Jones movie. There's only 7 stories, all right?
Star Wars, Indiana Jones.
Shut the fuck up.
Batman.
Shut the fuck.
I'm 3 already. Scarface. So that makes it 4. Halloween.
So
I'm trying to hit all the things. What's a good drama? North by North, Ghostbusters. Yeah. North by Northwest.
It's like
and Sound of Music. There you go. Go fuck yourself.
There you go. All right.
There's
You
your
got
7
there.
stories, you prick.
We are 30 some minutes into this movie.
Holy shit.
Okay, Freeze
has what very well filmed and well edited wedding footage, which if you ever watch like wedding footage, which by the way, this movie does not give any of the villains a chance to breathe.
No,
it's just villain to villain to villain.
Yeah, it's just it explains the reasoning and their logic behind everything, and it just moves on to another scene where they're doing stuff. And
we get more Bob Kane's wife.
Yeah,
she's annoying.
Yeah, but she's supposed to be annoying.
We're gonna see the senator guy. There's a senator in this movie and in Forever and in, I believe he was also in.
Yeah,
he might be in the Spider-Man movie.
Yeah, it's just he just likes comic books, so he likes to be like a rich guy in these movies. Which
fuck it, why not? Whatever, dude.
Whatever.
God bless you. If you got time away from
there's
legislation,
some sort of
auction for Batman,
like carnival type thing.
I don't really get. Even as a kid, I did not understand this.
It's like a dance club auction thing. And Poison Ivy shows up in
this weird gorilla suit.
Everyone gets horny for her. Oh, because it's like a jungle themed weird party.
Yeah, and she also sprays her pheromones around.
So everyone's getting horned up for her. Even Batman and Robin are fighting over her.
Yeah.
So it's like, oh no, her power is that she can make men simp for her.
Basically. And she's drink her bath water.
She's the first E-girl of her time.
Yeah.
And E stands for environmentalism.
Yeah, there's that guy, the senator guy.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Oh, no, the guy behind him with the glasses. He was in The Dark Knight.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Skipping ahead here.
Yeah, we're kind of watching a movie as we're doing this one because I can't remember a goddamn thing.
I cannot remember like the other one.
My brain just cannot retain
it. Freeze shows up at this thing to get the diamonds because he's after.
So this is kind of a retread of Batman Forever's plot.
Yeah,
because it's just like Riddler was like showing up in places.
They're all so Bane. So we have 3 villains, quote unquote. We have Bane, Ivy, and Freeze. Mm-hmm. They've all teamed up because they want to destroy the world. Freeze wants to freeze the world so he can just walk around and have time to research his wife.
Yeah, because that's what she's totally gonna be happy to wake up to.
And then Ivy's like, oh, well, that's cool. Once you're done with that, I'll unfreeze it and we'll have
give you like a section over like Jersey or something.
Yeah, and then we'll just have this beautiful utopia for my plants.
We'll just give you Gotham,
and we'll just restart as the Adam and Eve of this.
She really does not want to fuck Mr. Freeze.
No, but she's gonna make him think. But I don't get it because
maybe she does want to fuck him.
I mean, he's a hunky block of ice.
I guess.
Yeah, they team up.
I'm not gonna lie, there is a really funny joke where one of the thugs is going to hit Batman with like what looks like a plate or something.
Yeah. And
Batman punches his hand through it and like knocks him out, but there's a zoom in on Batman's face and he just goes, "Good night."
Yeah.
I don't know why. I don't know. I like that.
And so they're gonna their whole thing is that once they get enough diamonds and enough MacGuffins, they're gonna go back to the Wayne Tech sun ray thing, satellite thing, and they're gonna turn it into
basically an ice Death Star.
Yeah, and freeze the planet.
So they try to chase Actually, they do chase Mr. Freeze, and 45-year-old Chris O'Donnell tries to chase him across rooftops.
Yeah, he's like, I can make it. And he's like, no, you can't.
You can't make it because go fuck yourself,
it's
kid.
Like, listen,
but my 60-foot car can somehow make this jump.
Yeah, it's basically like, listen, the script clearly says you can't make it, so stop.
Like, stay here, Chris. I got this. Who the fuck is Chris? Who the fuck is Chris? Even though Robin should be able to make it because his bike is much more aerodynamic than the Batmobile in this movie.
It don't matter.
Like if it was the Tumbler, yeah, he can make the jump, sure, but it's not the Tumbler. The A9 Batmobile couldn't make this jump.
No, this thing is
it's a gaudy, disgusting looking mess.
I don't even know how they drove it.
Really. I don't know either. I don't think they did.
No, I think
it's a fucking miniature or something.
Yeah, it's got to be because like it just does.
Michael Keaton's Batmobile could only go up to like 60 before the whole thing started to just like shake.
Well, I mean, my car can only go to like 60 before it shakes.
So does that make your car the Batmobile?
Yes.
No, it doesn't. Go fuck yourself. I made you walk right into that one.
Anyways, Robin and Batman are fighting each other because Batman doesn't believe in Robin as much as he should because he still thinks he's a child, despite
even though he's like 80 years old.
You just keep opening. Stop that. He's like 27.
He's 82.
I'm
gonna keep going. I'm just gonna name out like random ages at this point.
Like
I skipped like 40 years.
Yeah. Keep going with this.
So basically, he chases Freeze and jumps onto Freeze's spiky death car thing.
Yeah.
And knocks him out, but you don't see him knock him out. He just puts up his cape and then has Mr. Freeze tied up. And I don't know, does it look suggestive to you?
Yeah, it looks pretty kinky.
It looks like
me.
he kind of like fucked him.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah. Well,
and then Robin's like, you know what, dude? I'm getting real sick of living in your house. I am 48 years old.
I'm a man. I have a mortgage myself.
I own part mortgage on this house. My name is on the fucking lease on that trailer outside. Okay? I have a property.
What if he wasn't allowed to live in the mansion property? He had to live in a trailer behind the mansion.
It's like what was it, Fresh Prince, where Will Smith was living in the bathhouse.
Oh, they were living in the pool house. Yeah, but that was because like, hey, listen,
we just don't have enough room, man.
You got. Well, I think it's because they had the kid.
Oh
and
yeah,
and they're like, well,
we still want you to live here.
This will teach you guys independence before you guys actually move out. And like, yeah, okay, yeah,
okay, cool. Yeah,
I mean,
all worked out for everybody, but this ain't that.
Yeah,
this ain't the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Oh God, I cannot wait until they make that gritty reboot and that goes terribly wrong.
Oh. And he's like, you know what, man? It should be called Batman. It shouldn't be called Batman Robin. It really should be called Robin and Batman. And even Batman's like, that.
Like, you shut your little whore mouth.
First of all, I had 3 movies that were box office successes.
Before you.
You were in one other movie where you had booty shorts. He's just confused as to what he's talking about.
Yeah.
But, yeah, so there's tension between them now. Is this not even just Ivy? It's just like
it's
he's in Batman's shadow. There should be a Robin signal as opposed to a Bat signal. With the Robin, okay, Robin, think about it for a minute.
The Bat signal means one of you. I don't care which. Just somebody in a cape.
One of you assholes, get over here and come deal with this. Another thing too is, excuse me. What are you gonna do? Shoot an R up in the sky?
Yeah, it can be done. Yeah,
it can be like for Robert.
I don't even know how the Bat signal even works.
Don't look at me. I don't know. I don't know.
Whatever.
It was the 40s. What do you want from them?
So, skipping ahead here.
Alfred's
getting worse.
Which honestly, some pretty decent acting from Michael Goff. Goff or Goff?
It doesn't matter.
Michael Goff. He's given some like acting to do.
Which
we get some flashbacks. I told you this in between the intermission. I do like the little flashbacks we get of Bruce and Alfred because we don't see Bruce as a child that much in these films.
No.
We see him as a child for like 10 seconds in the Burton movies.
I guess that's why I like Gotham so much because it explored untraveled territory,
right? Which really hasn't been explored in a lot of the mediums.
Yeah,
like, even
a lot of people like
it's
a Batman show without. That's the point.
Barbara decides to. Oh yeah, Mr. Freeze is put into Arkham.
Yeah.
Where, by the way, did you recognize one of the guards?
No, but
Jesse the Body Ventura.
yeah, okay. I was like, that can't be right.
That can't be Jesse Ventura. I didn't realize I was Jesse Ventura.
Oh yeah, it's me, Jesse the Body Ventura.
You can't go into the cold zone or whatever.
Oh, you think this is cool? Try being the governor of my state of Minnesota.
You, as well as I do my Arnold, you do a really good Jesse. It should just be Arnold v. Jesse, Dawn of the Body. So they put Freeze in a special cell. Barbara sneaks out, by the way.
Yeah. Okay.
We're gonna get to that because we're not there yet.
Okay.
Freeze can't leave parts of his cell.
He can't leave his fucking bed or he'll die.
What if he has to pee?
He better make it quick because you're dying, motherfucker. It's like he has a genital heart defect, and like if he moves out of the bed, he'll drop dead.
Yeah. Ivy and Bane take over like the Neon Gang from the last movie, which actually was kind of a neat little callback.
The Neon Gang,
they
must have inspired like some of the styles for Batman Beyond.
Oh,
because they're very Batman Beyond villains. Yeah, she just walks the fuck in and goes, "I own you bitches now."
Who the fuck are you? And
then
like, she just shows Bane.
And then she's like, "This is my man. Meet Bane. He'll be beating your asses now." And he just wipes the floor with him. And then she just goes, "Bane, stomp, stomp."
Okay.
Like a dog. like a dog that knows his trick. And he smashes his feet down. And she just drops some, like, it looks like diamonds, but they're seeds.
Yeah.
Just drops them into the floor and then, like, throws blue Kool-Aid on the water, on the ground. And boom, plant life everywhere. Like it's Last of Us Part 2.
Yeah. And it's just it's and then we get a date with Julie Madison and Bruce, and she's like, "You're clearly distracted."
I don't understand why the character's here. I'm gonna assume that she was supposed to have a bigger role, and then
she's gonna get stabbed to death by Poison Ivy.
Oh, does she actually get killed?
No, she never shows up again in this movie.
So I'm gonna assume like her role was just sort of cut, and I'm gonna just say like they probably just kept her in there to make sure that people know Batman's not gay.
I think that's what it is. I think she.
Yeah.
Bruce wants to marry her, apparently, even though, like, we as the audience, I didn't even know her name until 5 years ago.
I didn't know her name. I forget that she even exists. She's just, I'm gonna assume something got left on the writer's room floor at some point. Because it's a 2-hour movie, and they're like, we can't, this is for children. We gotta keep it down to...
Yeah, we'll have Coolio, who just came off his hit Gangster's Paradise at the time.
Yeah, so Coolio shows up.
Don't ask us why.
And he's like the leader of like some underground bike racing thing.
Yeah. And
Dick's there. He's according to some of my research, he was supposed to become the Scarecrow for the next movie.
I think that was just like if he they told him like, if you do this one, we'll make you a villain in the next one. And he wanted to be the Scarecrow, but I don't think that was ever actually taken into consideration.
Yeah, because they already have some other guy. It's just...
when we go into discussing Batman Triumphant...
I'm looking at my notes. Just go, Coolio! The fuck?
Why is Coolio here?
Because Coolio was everywhere in the 90s.
He did the Keenan and Kel theme.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go.
Coolio was just like... everywhere. He was like because rap was in hip hop were like cool and Will Smith was expensive. So Coolio just showed up to be the black guy in like all the
he's
teen
also kind of
shows.
Safe because he's not part of NWA.
Yeah, like he shows up in Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
What?
Yeah, so literally there's a poster promoting one of his shows and she magic spells it. And he just comes out and goes,
first of all,
"Hey, Sabrina, listen, here's a prominent point to the story. Also, go see my concert next week. Bye." Yeah, he's just cameos.
You just made that up.
No, it's a scene.
You
from
made that up.
It's from like one of the first season episodes because I was watching Sabrina the other night.
Sabrina, the most white TV show
Yeah, because
Had Coolio.
Yeah, because he's a popular name, and yeah.
Oh no, I guess he was doing anything with Nick at the time. Because remember Kenan and Kel too.
Yeah, he was just in kid shows all the time.
I don't know. Fuck it. Whatever. I guess he's trying to branch out. So Barbara and Dick are racing. You don't know it's Dick, but you know it's Dick if you watch Batman Forever because you recognize the Robin helmet. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah,
it's just gaudy, tacky.
No, I absolutely love these scenes. It is the most cyberpunk shit we'll see for a few years until like the Matrix.
Yeah.
This is cool as hell because it's neon colors and motorcycle races and give me the movie. Give me that.
So Akira.
Yeah. I guess what I'm saying is I just want to watch Akira again.
Exactly. I don't even watch anime anymore, and I know you're wanting to watch Akira. But anyway, so Barbara gets salty with Dick, and she's like, "No, you idiot! I'm pissed at you idiots because you treat Alfred like your manslave, and he's dying."
He's like, "Well, he is our manslave, and we don't give a fuck. That's why you're here to replace him."
And smug ass George Clooney's like, "Alfred's not sick; he's dying." And it's like, "Well, no shit."
He's like, "Yeah, I know he's dying."
Ivy somehow makes it into Arkham.
She uses her pheromones to trick everybody.
To trick Jesse to body.
And then they break out and they have.
And one thing, did you notice that when she gets Bane to get his shit?
Yeah.
Did you catch the Riddler and Two-Face's suits there?
No.
So, does that mean Two-Face is alive in this universe? Like in this branch of the timeline?
Did he die in the last one?
Yeah, he died in Batman Forever.
Well, then maybe it's just one of his suits from his previous imprisonments.
I guess. The Riddler makes sense, as the Riddler is still alive. I mean, it's crazy.
So, yeah,
that Batman Forever is canon.
They probably just have the suit that, or like, just put it in there as an Easter egg.
And I swear to God, I remember when I was a kid.
Yeah.
And it's not here, but I distinctly remember seeing the Joker suit. Or something related to the Joker in this movie.
It's probably there somewhere as an Easter egg.
But, like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Which is funny because Batman Forever spent so much talking about Bruce's character development, his trauma over like the death of his parents. All that's gone here. You don't get any of that. You get the death of his father figure coming, but he doesn't do anything. Like, he's just like, oh, that sucks.
He's like, yeah, he's dying, and I'm in deep denial about it. I'm George Clooney.
Very much so. You see, I'm George Clooney, and I think you should watch ER. It's nothing. Like, yeah, you get a couple of sweet scenes, and then there's like a scene where Batman and Robin are fighting Freeze again. Or no, they go to the ice cream place.
And they find that, hey, he's got a cure for stage 1 McGregor syndrome.
Ooh, how convenient.
Convenient.
They fight Bane and Ivy, and Bane does not actually have a pretty cool fight with Batman like you think he would.
Yeah.
It's just like some Power Ranger shit. It really does feel like the Power Rangers.
So yeah, they're fighting, and we get
45-year-old Chris O'Donnell getting angry at George Clooney.
So
and George Clooney's smirking. So he's like, "Yeah, he's fun." He throws him into a tank of chemicals, and now he turns into Joker Robin.
Yeah.
No, he just throws him.
It looks like he got slimed. Yeah. Like, you know, this is the factory that makes all the Nickelodeon slime. So, I think this is the part of the movie, I could be wrong, that comes with the most blatant salesmanship of the movie.
Yeah.
Where she goes, "Oh, you can't fight." No, but that's why every
Poison Ivy action figure comes with Bane.
Which
there was a 2-pack with Ivy and Bane.
And I kept thinking in my mind, they should have just did the South Park thing where it's like 1995, buy now.
And Pat Hingle basically calls Batman a fucking moron. He's like, "Man, I miss Val Kilmer."
Yeah.
He at least did his job. Ivy kills Nora. Oh no.
She kicks off the
bubble machine.
Yeah. I gotta tell you, man, the set designs of this series is very 90s. Like, it all just looks like cool shit you buy it. You know what? Now I know why I hate this movie. The entire movie is Spencer's Gifts, the movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
This looks like you're walking into a Spencer's Gifts.
Yeah.
It's the same color palette. It's the same weird fake everything. You're just missing the dildos and the naked women posters.
I love how Mr. Freeze, you lie, when when she talks about like Batman killed Nora or whatever. And she has like the necklace, which how did she get? She break the glass too?
No, I think she's just like
I think she went to a jewelry store and just
No, I think she's just fished down into the tank. And...
Yeah, she got Bane to get her up there, and she's like, hold on, shit, man, I don't want to fall in here."
So
he can't cry, and it freezes.
It freezes off, and I'm sorry, but the special effects in this movie are ass.
Yep, and like, everything that's a practical effect wobbles.
Yeah, well, because it's supposed to be shitty and cheap.
And Arnold's just like trying to be Shakespearean.
They do weird, shitty props because the '60s had weird, shitty props.
But the '60s was the '60s.
Yeah, and they're trying to make you nostalgic for that.
But this is kind of failing at it.
Yeah. So they argue for a while, and
Arnold overreacts.
I think this is how he agreed. Oh, okay, yeah. So he thinks that Nora's dead. So he agrees to freeze the planet for her so she can restart it with plant life and they can be the Adam and Eve. Okay, I forgot that detail.
Alfred's dying, so now Michael Goff can just sit there and just collect a paycheck.
Yeah, literally, he's gonna just like he's not gonna do much.
Not Anthony Hopkins comes by and tells him, "Yeah, he's dying."
That is not anything like Anthony. That is an old man.
He looks like Anthony Hopkins.
Yeah, if Anthony...
modern day Anthony Hopkins. What the fuck is Bruce wearing? Sorry, we're kind of watching a movie.
Sort of penguin suit. Let's skip ahead here.
All right, yeah, we're skipping. Shit, I said we're skipping.
I really like these scenes of Alfred dying because they're funny to me.
That's horrible.
Because it's like a modern day interpretation of this. He'd actually be in a hospital.
Yeah.
And all that. But no, they're just going to treat it like it's the 50s and he's dying in a bed. With like a heart monitor on him.
They get ready to prop the like they're going to trap Batman and Robin at the tropical bath or wherever the fuck they're at and kill them. And Barbara figures out Alfred's secret of Batman and Robin, which involves a screensaver of the Batman and Robin logo coming to connect to each other, as well as all kinds of previous toys.
Yeah, like the super late 90s 3D effects and like motion GIFs in this thing. So like, okay, so she was there to basically hand deliver information to Alfred's brother, right? Who was going to basically take over his roles as the Batman slave.
Sure.
I guess. So anyways, she's like, "No, fuck that. I'm gonna figure out what's on this disc." Entering in her grandmother's name.
Which was Peggy.
So she just put Peg, which a 3-digit password. That's smart.
Robin suits up. He's like, yeah, all right, badass. Because apparently, when there's only one signal, both of them don't have to suit up. He's like, you just can't handle it, man. You can't handle it. Maybe Ivy loves me.
I guess he's still horny for Ivy. He hasn't like gotten rid of the effects on himself yet. Yeah, just scroll through this more.
God, there's just so many boring segments.
Yeah, there's a lot of boring segments.
Freeze takes over.
They're necessary parts of the film, but they're not very interesting.
Not like they are in the last movie. So Ivy, thank you.
Ivy and Freeze are starting their plot now, where They're taking over the the sun sphere thing, and they're turning it into a giant polar bomb.
Oh yeah, and freezes the employees. And
Yeah,
all
which that sucks. Those people are just
that.
like,
Victor, they're just working there,
yeah.
man.
Um, Batgirl is being born right this second
Because of Alfred.
Because
I would have imagined eventually you'd figure this out because I am shitty. 'Cause remember, I let Vicky Vale into the Batcave.
seriously, like you and me could just walk into this Batcave. This is Batman's Batcave is the easiest thing to get into. It is like the public library. All right, you can just walk the fuck in, no questions asked. All right. Barb just walks in there, and the sentient computer that Alfred has, Alfred becomes Jarvis.
Pretty much before that was a thing.
Yeah, Alfred uploads his brain into the supercomputer so he can live forever. Which
I will outlive all of you fuckers.
Yeah, and he's like, hey, so I see that you've come into the Batcave. Well, I figured this was going to happen because you've lived here for about 3 days, which makes it that you're a part of the Bat family now. So here, I made you a Batgirl suit. You're Batgirl now.
You don't even look anything like the Batgirl from the comics. She has like a domino mask and all that.
We've established that you can ride a motorcycle, but we have not established that you have any crime-fighting abilities at all.
Yeah, so she comes in. Robin goes to the bathhouse, and Ivy. He tries to trick Ivy, and Ivy throws him into like the water, which like has like vines and shit. Batman shows up, tries to save him. She's like, "Man, get the fuck out of here!" And vines him up. And then Batgirl comes out of literally nowhere
and goes, "Hey, I'm gonna kick your ass, you fake feminist."
Yeah, and like she has like this weird moment where like she's like trying to tell her about like feminism and shit.
It's like, yeah, like you give us real feminists a bad name because you're just a man
And I'm
hater.
like, who the fuck even cares at this point?
I mean, it's something got lost on the writing room floor here.
Yeah, something.
That was kind of weird, but it's the late 90s. Third wave feminism has held firm. It has gripped the American psyche here, where it's time to break glass ceilings and time to get out of the kitchen and all that for women.
I'm sorry, I just totally zoned out there.
Yeah, so feminism is a very strong pop culture, pop psych.
Well, yeah, it was all over the 90s.
Yeah, so that's kind of, but this was also kind of the birth period of like, quote unquote feminazis, where it was women just using feminism as a way to just hate on men. So she's like, hey, you're giving the rest of us a bad name by being a dick.
Yeah, like, don't be an asshole.
Yeah,
basically.
So then it's like, oh yeah, by the way, I'm a woman, so your pretty perfume doesn't work on me. I'm gonna kick your ass.
So they fight.
When does the wax lips thing come in?
Rubber lips are immune to your charms.
Yeah,
that was before she showed up.
Yeah, that was a dumb scene.
Robin, that's how he tricks her.
Yeah.
Like, rubber lips are immune to your charms.
So they take out
Ivy
pretty easily.
She's a jobber.
Freeze has frozen everything. Bane got knocked out like almost off screen. Basically,
no, you'll see Bane again. So now Batman, Robin, and Batgirl come in new suits, which they have time to change into apparently,
and they're on ice versions of the vehicles.
Yeah, which is so fucking weird.
Which hey, never hurts to be prepared for this eventuality.
Batgirl had a mask that she takes off to reveal her other mask.
This movie's fucking stupid.
It is. And I'm sorry, we are getting a little bit tired just even trying to recap this.
This
movie's tiring.
Yeah, so yeah, they
had some vehicular combat. That's kind of lame.
It's lame. So eventually they figure out how to stop his machine. What do? They
I don't know. They do some shit with Florida.
Yeah, they use the sun to make the sunrise early and defrost. They basically put the defrost setting back on and melt Gotham back to normal.
Yeah,
And
they do some shit where
and as
and that doesn't cause like floods or any sort of water issues,
which
like that.
like the lower ward is like getting fucked.
Yeah,
right now.
nobody gives a fuck about the Narrows.
Yeah,
she takes off a mask to reveal her other mask.
Yeah, it's these suits are so stupid. But hey, we need multiple suits so we can.
I don't even think they ever made action figures of these suits. That's the craziest thing.
I kind of remember getting like the grappling hook with these special.
I don't remember these.
I remember having a lot of toys out there.
There was a lot of toys for this movie, and the toys were successful. But so they melt the ice, they get the employees unfrozen.
They
grapple around, which looks awful.
Yeah, they recalibrate the mirrors. They warm up Gotham, and
they fight Mr. Freeze. Well, actually, Batman fights Mr. Freeze. The two children fight the scary Mexican man, who's not scary Mexican man. He's actually just a scary dude who just goes, "Arr."
Yeah. And then Freeze is like, "You killed my wife." He's like, "No, we didn't. She's fine.
Idiot. She's fine."
And we'll have her moved to your Arkham Asylum cell so you can continue your research.
Oh yeah, and Batgirl and Robin have a thing where they fall off the thing, and he's like, "I got you." "No, I got you." And
does that say U.S. Army?
Yes, it says the U.S. Army.
Oh, okay.
They're trying to unfreeze the Death Star laser. Batman's trying to fucking aim it. Freeze just shows up out of nowhere. With his glowing teeth.
Yeah. Oh yeah, he's like super neon in this. Yeah, but they beat him, and they're like, "Hey, now that you're beat, we're gonna just let you continue working on your."
This is like one of the few Batman villains he doesn't even kill.
Yeah, because he's like, "Listen, man, you're just a dickhead."
But there is someone very important to me who's dying from McGregor syndrome.
So
Help me now.
If you could cure that, I won't snap your neck.
I won't break your fucking spine.
So then he thinks about it for a minute, and he's like, "Well, okay, I'll get what I want."
Oh yeah, and Bane was defeated, like you said, virtually off screen.
Yeah,
by Batgirl and Robin. And
so
all they did was just kick the tube.
So you know how, you know what he says to them, because he's a doctor. Okay, he does bleep bloop bloop on his wrist, and then 2 vials.
Yeah.
That have the cure for McGregor syndrome stage 1 comes out, and he looks at Batman and goes, "Give him 2 of these, and call me in the morning, because I'm a doctor."
I never caught that before.
Oh God! I almost turned them.
Also, I'm pretty sure one of the scientists is Robin from Howard Stern.
Yeah, probably.
Robin Quivers, I think was her name.
Yeah. I thought it was Whoopi Goldberg for a split second.
Bane just shows up out of fucking nowhere. Yeah. Sorry, we're a little bit out of order in this ending sequence.
Like the way that Bane just like pops up, and I'm like, wait, I thought he was defeated. Whatever. So that's basically how the movie ends.
They cure Alfred, yay. Ivy is in the same cell.
Yeah, they're all in prison. Except Freeze walks in and basically says,
in his suit,
and basically like, "Yeah, I'm here to rape and murder you."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh God, no! I'm going to get like horribly mutilated here."
Yeah, this is a kind of dark.
Like this, like turns to fucking Oz for a second. Like, what the fuck? This is.
There's nothing that actually happens, but Steve's fucked up mind.
It's like she's looking at him like, "Oh, he's going to like cut my head off."
Yeah,
and like wear it as a trophy.
He's kind of like wears like an Ed Gein mask, basically.
Yeah. So yeah, that's. These movies are really weird about like, yeah, boys and girls just go to the same thing. It's fine. Nothing bad's gonna happen. Excuse me. We have laws and regulations about all this. But I guess no one gives a shit because that guy's purple. And that lady looks like she got electrocuted while drinking Mountain Dew. So, fuck it. I didn't quite catch this, but
George Clooney in a hoodie looks wrong.
he's the type of guy who's always supposed to be wearing like a suit, right?
Him in a hoodie. It looks like he's like trying to be like someone's cool dad at a basketball team in like 1998, right before Columbine.
He does look like someone's cool dad.
Um,
So yeah,
blah blah, just tons of like family.
basically,
And then you know how this movie fucking ends?
how?
Here we go. I've been waiting for this moment. We're gonna need a bigger cave.
Yeah, because there's 3 of us now.
You know that's not how caves fucking work.
And have you seen that cave? It's plenty. By the way, have I mentioned I fucking hate this movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So that was the plot. We just stumbled our way through that. This is probably the worst episode.
Yeah, we're sorry. We just don't
we've
give a
done.
fuck about this movie. We're just trying to get out of here at this point. They do the whole hand thing. Now all 3 of them are running in front of the bat signal, and goddamn, George is just out of the gate, just running.
Yeah,
His ears are wobbly.
Everything's wobbly. That's a motif. Is things are wobbly.
God. All right, so how'd you rank this one?
This is definitely if everything else is like a 3 or higher, this is like a 1.5, 2.
Yeah, I'm gonna give this a 1.
Because
I thought I'd be more forgiving on it than I am, but
like this is a fun like watch it while you're drunk or like watch it like around the camp.
Jeep Swenson. That was his name.
Jeep Swenson.
Yeah.
That's a name.
So, some bizarre things about this movie. You know who's on the fucking soundtrack? Smashing Pumpkins.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Smashing Pumpkins.
I don't think Coolio was.
Coolio, I think, was.
Senator Patrick Lee, yeah, as himself.
Is this the one with the infamous Gotham City?
Yes, Gotham City. Woo!
The soundtrack to this, just to the end credits. Because the majority of the movie is just like boring symphony music, basically.
Yeah, the soundtrack to this, even though it's done by the same guy who did Batman Forever, which I actually like the soundtrack to that, it's boring as fuck.
It's
here.
like it's standard affair. All of these highly licensed music is put for just the soundtrack. Some of the songs aren't in the movie at all. They're just on the soundtrack.
Bone Thugs and Harmony. Look into my eyes. Which, by the way, fucking Bone Thugs and Harmony.
What?
I'm not making this up. Bone Thugs and Harmony.
Yeah.
Were on the soundtrack to a kids movie.
The soundtrack to this is
all over the place.
Absolutely the craziest thing about this movie.
To be honest, it's also the most interesting part. You got what? You got like Smashing Pumpkins. You got a bunch of 90s.
You got R. Kelly.
Yeah.
Smashing Pumpkins, Bone Thugs and Harmony.
I don't think Coolio was on the soundtrack.
I think he must have. He was in it for like 5 minutes. He probably had a song or a feature or maybe Batman, he picked one of the songs for it, you know.
Robin. I'm looking up the soundtrack. What were things you liked about the movie while I'm looking up the soundtrack?
So, okay, I will say this. This
REM was on it. Jewel, Goo Goo Dolls, Soul Coughing. Fucking Soul Coughing was on here.
Well, I mean,
Moloko.
I was about to say, the Goo Goo Dolls are on every soundtrack.
The Smashing Pumpkins. Apparently they have like remix. Oh, no, okay. Arcana. Lauren Christie. I don't know who that is. I'm just surprised. Soul Coughing. Like, I have not heard that name in forever.
I don't even know who that is.
They were like an indie band or something. I can't remember.
Okay, so
just holy shit, dude.
It's you know what it is. It's Warner Brothers music. It's the same thing with the CW. It's we have this artist. Let's just throw them in our thing, and that's how CW operates with like all of its new shows like Gossip Girl and all that. Yeah. It's just why are they at the club? Another club for because they want to use this song that they have in their library.
They have a band called Moloko was on here. Yeah, this is like no Coolio listed.
Really?
Yeah, no Coolio listed. So this movie, All right, do you want to go over like suit rankings? Does not even fucking matter with this one.
No, they're all
Like
okay.
Robin's was good. Robin's was, I think, genuinely a good
All
suit.
of the costume designs are decent.
But they do dip in quality as they go.
Yeah, I mean,
Like as cool as like the '89 suit and Return suits were, everything else just starts to dip.
yeah. Ivy's costume
Are fucking all over the place.
they're all over the place. They're definitely not as
the
horned.
end is the beginning. Is the end was on this fucking soundtrack.
What the fuck?
That's a great song. What is this? Snow Miser. That was the name of it. What is this movie?
Yeah, I just.
Oh my god. I'm so confused. Batsuit rankings, if you want my opinion, fucking zeros on both of them. Just whatever. I like the Robin suit a lot. I think it looks cool.
Yeah.
Batgirls is whatever.
I genuinely enjoyed this take on Ivy because she's not as horned up as a lot of her more recent incarnations.
I think the best incarnation of Ivy is from the Harley Quinn cartoon.
Yeah, I like that because like she's sexy, but she's not like
She's also like in love with Kite Man, but not in love with Kite Man.
Yeah, I mean, he's a hard man to chase.
I love Kite Man so much because he's always so happy.
Yeah.
Mr. Freeze's suit is.
It's unique.
It is. I mean, like, if you tweak it a little bit, it's not bad. Like when he has the goggles on,
it's not threatening.
When he has the goggles on, he looks more threatening.
Yeah. It's not threatening, but it's imaginative.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. All the Bane's was all right.
I will say this: all the suits are imaginative,
except for Batman's. His is just whatever.
I mean,
I don't like the ears. I don't like the mask. I don't like.
I think they had to change it so that like you can easily tell that that's Clooney there, because it looks like it was
of all of them. Like you can literally tell that's George Clooney.
I think this one was really designed so that you can tell at all times it's George Clooney. Because, like, it's structured to look like George Clooney.
Yeah, whereas, like, Val Kilmer and Michael Keaton's were just, like, these are bat cowls, and you're not supposed to recognize them.
Yeah.
Any last thoughts on this movie before you want me to go into Batman Triumphant?
Yeah, there's plenty of thoughts. I thought the color schemes were pretty good.
Gotham City wasn't bad.
It's extremely colorful. The art design for the city and all the locations is kind of like wonderful and abysmal at the same time. Like it went from wonderful make-believe to batshit insane places.
Yeah, pretty much from like the get-go.
Every person in town is a whack job.
Yeah.
Like the citizens of Gotham are like lunatics.
Yeah, because like and Gotham doesn't even like have a character like it does in like the last three movies.
It's just a place.
It's just there. And you don't even feel like it's a real city.
Yeah, no, I mean, but like you have a more sense of wonderment here than you will in the next Nolan ones, where it's just like you're just downtown somewhere.
Yeah.
But that was a stylistic choice on itself,
right,
too.
And even then, like that, still Gotham feels like Gotham, at least in the first one. I hate the Batmobile in this.
It's terrible.
Yeah. It is as much as I hate the Tumbler. I hate I was gonna say I hate the '89.
I don't mind the Tumbler. Tumbler works.
Tumbler's
it works.
fine.
It works for that universe.
It's fine.
This one doesn't.
I would prefer something like the Arkham Knight Batmobile, but that's just me.
Well, I mean, this is the closest we will. At least we didn't get the Geiger.
Oh,
mobile.
the H.R. Geiger one was like a pair of scissors or something.
Yeah, I would pay good money to never have to see H.R. Geiger Superhero Worlds.
I would pay good money to see it.
Well, then I got a couple shows for you.
Cool. Yeah. So this movie. So here's a misconception. Look up how much movie did this make at the box office. I feel like it made decent money at the box office as it was still riding the forever hype.
Okay.
Same movies that came out this same year. Steel. Yeah, remember Steel?
Yeah, with Shaq?
Yeah,
I
and I'm pretty sure Men in Black came out this same year.
97? Yeah, that sounds about right. I think that was 98, but
X-Men has gone into production. I think Blade came out like the year before.
um when was Blade was around now, wasn't it?
Yeah, let me look it up real quick.
So yeah, this movie kind of
98. Blade was 98.
so Batman and Robin film. Okay. So let's look at the thing. Okay, production budget was 160,
Wow.
made box office 238.
So not a bomb.
No, it's a bomb. Today's standards that would be a bomb. Because that was production budget and plus all that I would say it was not successful.
Oh, it failed with critics. Critics hated it.
I would say that this was not a hard flop, but it was a flop.
So after that, Warner Brothers still wanted to do a Batman 5. They did. We're gonna go into this probably in another episode. Like after we're done with all the movies, we'll go into like the ones that weren't made, like the Darren Aronofsky movie and stuff like that.
So now that we're done with the plot, let's do the more interesting parts of this.
It's not really a whole lot.
My kind of thoughts. So basically, this movie was highly campy, highly colorized, highly wacky. There was like no seriousness
And
to
it's
it.
draining to watch.
I wouldn't say that, but you are kind of checking your watch every now and then. Same thing with like the final Nolan. I was kind of checking my watch a bit, and that's never good for films. So, when was Blade?
98.
98. Okay, so this comes out in 97, and let's just say people did not like it.
Oh, it killed superhero movies.
No.
Yes, it did.
Nope. It almost killed
Well,
superhero.
right. It almost killed superhero movies. Superman Lives was actually stopped because of this movie.
Yeah, because this was this shared universe, and they were just like, nope, shut it down, can't do it. So, what they decided to do was shelf this Batman project. They're like, all right, well, we made our money. People did not like this. Let's put it on the shelf.
Yeah.
And then Men in Black and Blade came out.
And then X-Men.
No, hold on. So Men in Black and Blade came out. Those are Marvel projects.
No, Man in Black is like independent.
I think it was Marvel produced.
No.
Almost positive it's Marvel produced.
Anyway, you keep going. I'll look it up.
Independent, but like Marvel Studios ran it. That was super successful. And Blade was pretty damn successful enough where it generated 2 more sequels. But since this was so...
You were right.
Yeah.
It's Marvel published.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Yeah, I know my
I was
shit.
just double checking.
So Men in Black wins like awards, nominated for like stuff.
They were also smart into making it a comedy.
Yes. And Blade comes out, and that's very serious, and that's very dark.
Some motherfuckers are always trying to ice skate uphill.
And that makes money, and people like that. And it's the first, it's groundbreaking because it's an R-rated movie about a very little known superhero who's black.
Yeah, I was going to say, people did not know who Blade was.
It was a black R-rated superhero. When did Spawn come out?
I think 90...
Who gives a fuck?
Yeah, who gives a shit?
Spawn happens. People are still hungry for superhero movies.
97. This came out the same year as Batman and Robin.
Yeah, so like Spawn wasn't that great, and this wasn't that great. So people were like,
And Steel sucked.
And Steel was abysmal, but they knew it was because it was fucking Shaq. But in my brain, it's always Michael Jordan.
Yeah, I know.
It's weird. I Mandela effect myself on that too.
In an alternate timeline, it is.
Yeah. I guess because like I just think, well, basketball player, Space Jam, Michael Jordan. You know, hard to believe that Kobe Bryant's in fucking Space Jam.
Is it though?
No, I forget that he was around back then. Um, so this influenced everything because they said, okay, camp is done. This flopped. People do not want camp. They don't want colorful. They don't want outlandish things. They want stuff grounded. All right. They don't want dark and edgy. No one wants dark and edgy. All right.
And then X-Men comes out.
So then X-Men was going to come out, and they looked at this and said, okay, well, that flopped. No gay costumes. No, we're not getting to get a little guy as Wolverine. We're gonna get a big tall dude. We're gonna get Hugh Jackman. We're not gonna have him in a yellow costume. Fuck that.
They even make a joke about what do you expect? Yellow spandex?
Yeah, no spandex. Everyone's wearing cool leather suits.
Yeah.
And people are like, where's the fuck are the costumes?
At the time, though, people were just happy. Then you get Sam Raimi's 2002 Spider-Man.
Yeah, which changed everything.
Because he's in a colorful costume. The Green Goblin's in a colorful costume. New York feels like a character. That's something I think we will go into. Is the Spider-Man films. Once No Way Home hits home.
Yeah, that's probably going to be our next project once we're done with these Batmans.
Yeah,
it's doing Spider-Man.
Yeah, because that's my second favorite superhero.
Spider-Man changed everything and set the next tone for the next wave. People want costumed, colorful, but not overly colorful. They want emotions. They want drama. They want comedy.
Then comes Batman Begins.
Yeah. So learning from the mistakes of this one and learning from the success of all these other ones comes Batman Begins in 2008.
Five.
08.
I love that movie.
Yeah. 08 is the next one?
Yeah.
Okay. So Batman Begins, which we'll discuss.
We will discuss,
in the
more in depth.
In the next episode. That's when we all get the final change to modern Batman.
Grounded in realism.
Batman is grounded in realism, but not too much realism.
Right.
Later on,
at that point, he's like not Batman.
Yeah, it's we'll learn that it is too grounded in this take of Nolan. It's just
you need to bounce away a little bit.
Yeah, which we will get to in Batman versus Superman.
Oh, we will
where
get to that.
It's a billionaire super person,
but he's also in a colorful costume.
Yeah, that's hanging out with a alien man that can fly and an Amazonian, and it doesn't break the universe. It makes sense. Like everything follows a certain plane of logic. We finally hit that point in DC.
But we will get to those movies. One thing I wanted to mention was while you're thinking about all those movies that actually did happen, the movies that didn't happen, there was a bunch of canceled Batman projects.
Yeah, this shelved the Batman
character
until
for almost 10 years.
Yeah, for about 10 years.
Almost. So what they wanted to do was, the studio kind of got the message. They were like, okay, we should go back to dark and gritty. Joel Schumacher pretty much was like, all right, I have ideas. I want to do this movie called Batman Triumphant, where he wanted the villains to be the Scarecrow.
Yep.
And Man-Bat.
Okay.
All right. Okay. So Man-Bat was going to be like Dr. Kirk Langstrom. Crane was going to be a teacher at Gotham University, and they mean to kind of have their thing.
Like basically two guys at Gotham University doing different
things that intersected, and
I can so see that
there was gonna be no Batgirl.
Yeah,
I don't think it was kind of a soft reboot, Batman Triumphant, because it kind of ignores the events of this movie, Batman Robin.
Yeah, I mean, you could have a Batgirl and a Robin and a Nightwing. You could have the whole Bat family. It could work, but
Robin,
they're gonna pop in and out though. That's all.
Yeah, I think Robin was not in it as much either. So they were really going to focus on one of the biggest things that they were going to use as a draw in was a sequence where Batman is under the influence of the Scarecrow toxin and he sees Jack Napier. And it's going to be Jack Nicholson. He was going to see Catwoman and he was going to see the Penguin. and he was going to see Two-Face, and he was going to see the Riddler, and the three of the ones that he murdered were going to be like, you killed us.
Like, yeah, you're like, you're why we died.
Yeah.
I don't think that would have worked.
I don't think we were ready for that.
No.
Because we're just coming off Batman and Robin. But I do think seeing Jack Napier would have been kind of cool again. And apparently Nicholson would have been like, hell yeah, I would have done it. It was a cameo. It was just going to be a cameo.
Yeah.
It never went anywhere. You can find a script pretty easily online.
Yeah.
There is Darren Aronofsky was going to do Batman as well. And his whole thing was like kind of similar to what we're getting with the Batman.
Yeah.
Except Aronofsky was going to take it literally too literal. He was going to be like a homeless kid who, like, he doesn't have access to his family's fortune. So he grows up homeless. Alfred is a mechanic named Big Al. And Batman beats the shit out of people with a baseball bat.
Yeah, it sounds like an Aaron Aronofsky film, all right.
Yeah. There was that. Schumacher, I don't think it went anywhere, but he pitched making Year One a movie.
Yeah, a lot of them wanted to do Long Halloween, Year One.
Nope, Long Halloween was never on the table.
I've heard some people wanted to
That was for The Dark Knight.
Yeah, a lot of them want... Everyone's always like, let me do Year One, let me do Year One. And then we finally got a Year One, which
was Nolan.
Yeah.
No, that was pretty much Year One.
Yeah.
So another thing that they were going to do, another big thing was going to do right before Nolan hit was it was basically Batman. I think it was called Batman versus Superman. It was either Batman Superman or Batman Dark Knight or something like that.
Yeah.
Where it was going to be Batman versus Superman, basically.
Yeah. So yeah, this was highly anticipated, and we would not get that until Zack Snyder
in 2015.
And that wasn't that great.
It wasn't that great, but I don't think it was that bad.
No. But again, DC is now learning.
It takes them a long time to learn.
Whether we finally get there with some of the stuff or not is yet to be seen.
Yeah, whether or not the Flash is going to be any good, whether or not the Batman's going to be any good, which I'm sure it will be.
I heard it's 3 hours long.
I am so down for that.
I'm not, so dude. I almost died watching 2 hours and 44 minutes last night. I started The Dark Knight Rises last night at, I shit you not, 4:00. And it was 8 p.m. by the time I was done watching it.
Did you nap or something?
I don't know what happened, but it took me 4 hours to watch this movie.
That's because Dark Knight Rises is the weakest in the Nolan. Actually, I think of Nolan's whole filmography.
I think it's his weakest film, yeah.
But we'll go over that when we get there. I think we're kind of burnt out on Batman and Robin now. This movie is physically exhausting for me. I don't know. Do you have any personal memories of this movie?
I remember seeing it on TV a lot. I remember the McDonald's ads a little bit.
I remember the McDonald's ads. I had a poster somehow of this movie. I don't know how or where or when it came from. It was just in my room for years.
I was literally looking around. I'm like, wait, you mean that? No, it's not here anymore.
No, it was when my room was downstairs. It was before we were friends.
I think everyone had a Batman or Robin
I have
poster.
a Phantom Menace poster in the other room.
Yeah.
You've seen that one.
Yeah.
That's in like pristine condition.
No, it's not. It is not. It's hanging there, but it's not in pristine condition.
Basically it is. It's never seen the sun.
Yeah, this movie worldwide it made 238. So that was not it was not a very, it was bad. The character development and all this wasn't bad. The acting was, how can I say this, adequate. Everyone was doing what they were told to do.
George Clooney is George Clooney.
George Clooney, I don't think
he would have been a bad Batman if he took it seriously, because he even said, like, I don't really get the character.
How do you?
He said that, this guy's parents died, but so what? He also has beautiful women around him.
I think the thing is that we got George Clooney as Batman, and he was born to play an Iron Man type character.
He would be better as Stark, yeah. Well, oh my God, that would have been a decent casting.
No, because we got Robert Downey Jr., who is Iron Man.
Yeah, basically. We almost got Tom Cruise. Remember that?
Oh God, that would have been
That would
an
have been bad. That would have been. That would have
unfucking
been.
hinged lunatic.
Yeah.
I mean, because remember, he was in Vanilla Sky
Yeah, I know.
around when they were pitching that movie, and I, I forgot about Vanilla Sky and the impossible New York shot of Times Square, where it's empty, and people are like, "It's got a cult following." I'm like, "Does it?" Because I remember people not liking it at all.
I don't have anything else for this movie. I don't really have any. Like, I remember seeing it a couple times when I was a kid. I had it on VHS.
I remember
somewhere.
it being on TV all the time, growing up. Um, it made me realize that Arnold Schwarzenegger does not care about acting so much as having fun and getting paid to dick around, which makes me respect him more.
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah, George Clooney is a decent actor when you force him to be. But boy, do you gotta shove that gun close to his temple to get him to give you what you need from him.
And Joel, I think, was starting to get burnt out, man. I mean, he's just coming off Batman Forever, which was a stressful shoot.
Yeah, Schumacher, I don't blame him for.
I
It's
don't-
not like he wrote the garbage.
No, he didn't. You know, the man's
And
just doing his fucking job.
I don't even like.
Let him rest in
Like,
peace, for God's
Let's
sakes.
let's look at Akiva Goldsman's career, just
I'm ready for this.
film rise. Okay, so a couple stinko John Grisham novel adaptions that sucked. He did Batman Forever, which that was fine. Not
He
great.
did the rewrite of Batman Forever.
Yeah, which that was fine. He did Lost in Space. So he's what beat Titanic. The movie that beat Titanic, Lost in Space. Practical Magic isn't that bad. A Beautiful Mind. He
He
wrote.
wrote a fucking beautiful mom.
He wrote I, Robot, Cinderella Man. He, yeah. So he's written a bunch of very decent films. A lot of them are adaptions of stuff. A lot of them are Golden Raspberry Awards, but a lot of them are BAFTA nominees. So, hey, let's take a look at Schumacher's filmography real quick, okay?
May he rest in peace.
Yeah, may he rest in peace. He died in
How did he die?
June 20.
How old was he?
He was he was born in 39. So
Holy shit, really?
he was 80, and
Good for him.
He
God
did
bless him.
not look 80 at all.
That man was rocking the 80. Good for him. Shit.
Let's see. Does it say?
He was active all the way to 2020, man. God bless him.
It doesn't say anything about death, so I'm gonna assume he just died of being 80.
Yeah.
Let's go to his film. Oh wait, death. Cancer. Fuck.
Oh, fuck you.
I'm sorry, buddy. But hey,
Damn.
man,
You know what, man? Like,
he made
every
it to
time,
80.
like, if you watch the apology video, which I don't know if you want to post it on here or not, like, at the end.
Yeah, I mean, he launched Jim Carrey and McConaughey's careers.
He really, you know, he's
So-
like, if anyone was, like, offended by Batman and Robin or was disappointed by Batman and Robin, I am truly sorry. And I'm sitting there thinking, like, it's not your fault, man.
Yeah, I
You
mean,
didn't do this. This
he-
isn't you.
so like everyone says, oh, he's a terrible director because he made Batman and Robin. Well, shut your whore mouth, because not only did he give us the Lost,
He did The Client.
yeah,
Get the fuck out of here.
that's where him and
Tommy met.
the writer met.
Oh shit! And wasn't Tommy Lee Jones in The Client?
Yes, that's kind of where it all came from.
Shit.
The Client was
He did The Wiz.
Yeah, he directed The Wiz.
That makes sense. That makes total sense. That tracks.
He directed Falling Down, which is Stay Tuned.
Oh yeah.
The Lost Boys, St. Elmo's
Tuned.
Fire, the Phone Booth, which is like a favorite, like I Can't Sleep Tonight movie. 8mm, Flawless, 12. a lot of good stuff, and of course some crap like the number 23. But even the number 23 is like everything he's made is like even the worst stuff is watchable.
Yeah, it's like this is probably his worst movie.
Yeah, and it's just
I think
because
that kind of goes without saying.
no one gave a shit about this movie.
Nobody here cared.
Everyone knew that this was a soulless.
Even Bob Kane fucking knew.
Like this is a soulless cash grab. But you need to make garbage, and you need to get burned in order to know when to take the mold out of the fire. You know,
and make the fire rise, Batman. That's gonna be a callback to a future episode.
You know, people make fun of Ed Hardy for that.
Tom Hardy.
No, his name is Tom Edward Hardy.
You just gonna call him Ed Hardy?
He often goes by Ed Hardy.
I've never heard that.
He stopped going by Ed Hardy because of the t-shirt company.
What?
Yeah.
This is a weird story. Anyway, whatever.
So people make fun of him for that, but then he gave us one of the best fucking movies ever. With the sequel to what's it called? It's the car movie in Australia. Beyond Thunderdome and all that.
Mad Max?
Yeah.
Okay.
So people make fun of him.
I thought you were like Beyond Thunderdome. Oh yeah, Mad Max.
So people make fun of him for Bane, right? But then he goes and gives us fucking a new Mad Max that's amazing, and
he was pretty good as
Venom.
Yeah,
you know,
he was really good in Venom.
This was just like he plays the role that he was given properly.
He was a miscast. I think it was a miscast.
I think it was just
I will stand on that mountain. I have a whole different plot in mind for how the Dark Knight Rises should have been.
So I think that's going to be our thesis.
We will see you folks. I think next time for. Do you want to know anything else about the unmade Batman movies?
Sure.
No? Actually, I mean, I just pretty much said that there really is all to say. Scarecrow was.
Yeah. This movie flopping so hard killed Superman until I want to say 2000.
Superman Returns, which was 2006.
Yeah. I want to say like 2005.
Technically no, because Smallville came out, and that kind of brought back
Smallville and BTOS and all these other films kind of kept everything going. And then for years they were trying to get Marvel movies back. Like they were trying to make a cinematic universe for years, and it kind of just fell together.
Yeah.
Because the guys from Swingers decided, let's do this.
Basically.
I can't believe, can you imagine? Jon Favreau saved comic books.
Yeah. We live in a fucking weird world, man. I don't have anything else, man. I think I am done with this universe. If you want a good continuation of the Burton verse, read the Batman 89 comic. There's also a really good...
Yeah.
So if you want, like, what Burton's version of Batman Forever was gonna be,
yeah,
with what limited information there is, like he wanted Robin Williams as the Riddler and stuff. There's a fan comic. It's like 3 issues called Batman Enigma. It's pretty decent.
Yeah.
You can find that pretty easily. The Schumacher verse, there's not as much love for it. I love Forever more than I love Batman Robin. I miss the intricacies and stuff like that from Batman Forever. You know me with Batman Forever. Yeah. It's like it's becoming my newer favorite Batman movie because it's so like the more you learn about like what they cut out, the more information there was. This movie didn't have that. There was no third like plot that was like cut out or anything like that.
Yeah, it just seems like they were going to write other stuff and then just didn't.
Yeah, they just never did.
Like plots go nowhere and they just like no, too complicated. It's like they were trying to do more stuff and then someone just said no, keep it simple.
That probably would be the toy execs.
That way the children can follow. And I kind of like that because, like, after watching Nolan stuff and going, wait, what did I miss?
Well, that fries your brain.
Like, because I'll just, like, blink and I go, wait, I forgot, like, a key detail here, what's going on. But that's a problem with Nolan together. Like, most of his movies, you don't understand what the fuck's going on until, like, the credits hit. And you go, oh, because this, and this, and this, and then that. Okay, I get it now.
I thought his Batman movies all right.
I don't know, maybe I was just tired.
I think you were just tired.
All right.
Watch it again.
All right.
All right, well, we will see you folks next time with 2005's Batman Begins.
Yep. All right. See you guys later.
Bye.